Lansing's only sports station. The Game, 7:30.
Let's play.
A Friday night tradition continues on the only sports station in Lansing with Brock Holmbush.
Thank you, Nathan Vandenberg. Good evening and welcome to week number 7 of the high school football season. It's championship night in several of the area leagues, in the CAAC Red, in the CAAC White, and in the GLAC. And if things work out right for Langsburg, they can clinch a share of the CMAC championship if they beat Fowler tonight. Lots of other action around the mid-Michigan area, including our game at the top of the next hour from Larkin Nortman Memorial Field in Williamston. It's longtime rivals Haslett at Williamston. We got a busy hour before we get to the top of the 7 o'clock hour. My interviews, first with Haslett coach Brad Thomas, then my interview with Williamston head coach Steve Kirsten, and then my two-part interview with Brian Calloway, the prep sports editor of the Lansing State Journal. But before we get to all of that, as is our normal custom, it's time for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
Fall tournaments are just about upon us, except in the UP, where tennis titles have already been earned, and Anna Tracy talks about the impact Title IX has had on her. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The very first team titles of the 2022-23 school year were won last week with the Upper Peninsula Girls Tennis Championships. In Division I, Negaunee earned their 8th UP title in the last 10 years. The Miners captured individual titles at number 3 and number 4 singles and at number 2 and number 3 doubles, using their depth to help deliver another trophy. In Division II, Iron Mountain came out on top. The Mountaineers got victories on all 4 singles flights and at number 1 doubles. All 6 of those players are seniors. It's Iron Mountain's first girls UP tennis title since 2008. Now that UP tennis is in the books, Lower Peninsula boys tennis and girls golf are next to host their championships. That's followed by cross country and boys soccer on November 5th, volleyball, 8-player football, and swimming and diving on November 19th. And we wrap things up on November 25th and 26th at Ford Field with the 11-player football finals. For more information, including brackets, results, and how to get tickets, please check out MHSAA.com. Game balls this week go to Kent City soccer players Jarrett Jaramillo and Dylan Sutton, who each scored twice in a 4-0 win over Newaygo. The win clinched a share of Kent City's first soccer league title in school history. Flushing tennis player Scott Maneri, he helped lead his team to a 5th straight Flint Metro League tennis title by taking first in number 1 singles. And Grand Ledge senior Sean Foster ran for 396 yards and 7 touchdowns, including a 75-yarder with 51 seconds left and a 56-49 win over DeWitt.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
What happens when the defense commits a penalty on an extra point try in overtime? First, the setup. Team A starts with the ball first and goal from the 10. On their very first play, they score a touchdown. The extra point is good, but the defense roughs the kicker. What are Team A's options? They can accept the penalty, move the ball closer to the goal line, and maybe go for 2, or they can take the results of the kick and have the penalty enforced when Team B takes over. Which means that instead of first and goal from the 10 with a chance to tie the game and send it into a second overtime, Team B would have first and goal from the 25. This costly penalty will certainly have an impact on the next possession, where Team B will need a touchdown.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law. In the 50 years since, millions of girls have participated in an MHSAA-sponsored sport, and that number continues to grow every year. We've celebrated their numerous contributions and achievements in a variety of ways the past year, and will continue to do so leading up to the 25th Annual Women in Sports Leadership Conference in October. Today, we highlight Anna Tracy. The recent Rockford Ram graduate was a standout gymnast who also participated in cross country and track and field. Tracy helped Rockford to the 2022 team gymnastics title and earned an all-around title in Division II. She's now studying human biology at Michigan State University.
Because sports has shaped me into the person I am today, a competitive, driven, and disciplined person. The lessons I've learned from competing are irreplaceable, and I just couldn't imagine who I'd be without sports present in my life. And the lessons I've learned and the characteristics I've developed have played a huge role in my daily life.
For more information on the WISL conference or for previous Title IX at 50 spotlights, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
Hello, this is Jerry Carpenter from Liskey's Auto and Truck Service.
And I'm Leanne.
Well, you know, Leanne, the seasons are changing and people are trying to get in them last-minute vacations.
Game show, the third-year head coach for the Vikings of Haslett High School, 4-2 overall, 3-1 in the CAAC Reddies, Coach Brad Thomas. Coach, thanks so much for coming on once again.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Brock.
Nice rebound victory for you last week after the tough loss to Mason at home 2 weeks ago. You beat Fowlerville, who Fowlerville has designs on a playoff berth and kind of still do. Nice rebound win for you, 42-6. Mentally, how important was it for you, for the kids to rebound and win and have something positive happen after losing the tough one to an outstanding Mason squad 2 weeks ago?
It was really important. I think the guys came back, and you're always a little nervous. You come back, you kind of get hit on the chin a little bit, and you're like, okay, how are the players going to respond? And they came back, and we had a great week of practice last week, and, they really came and showed that on Friday night. We took, our practices to the field. So it was a great job by the leadership of our team and our staff to kind of rebound and come back and put a good product out on the field Friday night.
That's really good character there. You see all the time. Sometimes kids get down when they lose a tough game that they're looking forward to with an outstanding Mason squad. That's a nice rebound and great lesson in life. That sometimes you're gonna do all the preparation you want and you're going to be ready, and you're still going to lose sometimes. And what you got to do is come back from that and keep on going. And your kids obviously did that with a big win over Fowlerville. Nakiah Mockery, he's your guy. He's outstanding. 5 catches, 2 of them for touchdowns, another rushing touchdown as well. The thing I've noticed, you and your offensive coaches do an excellent job for the most part of just getting him the ball.
Yeah, our offensive staff, spends a lot of time trying to figure out unique ways to get him the ball. We know going into games, other teams, the first one on the scouting report for their defense is number 21, Nakiah Mockery, And so trying to line him up in different spots and be able to take advantage of his skill set. He's got great ball skills. He's got great vision. He can catch it. He can run it. And it really puts a lot of stress on a defense, both, horizontally and then vertically, being able to use him in the passing game as well. So, our offensive line has done a great job for him as well, but definitely our offensive staff, hats off to them in the unique ways they've been able to use him this year.
Isaac Pavona, another solid game for him. He accounted for almost 200 yards himself and 3 touchdowns. He was a little bit erratic in the Mason game a couple of weeks ago, but has rebounded and for the most part has had a very good season for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. He came off a disappointment. I think, we all of us wish we would have coached and played better against Mason. But after that game we talked, and him being one of our captains, we all kind of said, hey, the one goal that might not be there anymore is to be able to win the CAAC Red, but all those other goals that we had set up, that we had written down and put on the board and talked about all summer and all fall, up until this point, the rest of them are all still there. So there's a lot of motivation there. And he's done a great job of responding to that. And I think, our offensive staff does a great job of putting him in position to succeed and take advantage of the skill set, where last year, he wasn't asked to do a whole heck of a lot. He ran the ball more and didn't throw a lot. And this year we're definitely able to throw the ball more, and he's done a great job responding to that extra responsibility.
It's Coach Brad Thomas in his third season for Haslett joining us here on the pregame show. And I can tell you, there is no shame in losing to Mason. This year's Mason squad might be the best they've ever had at that school. I mean, you saw how outstanding a team that they are. You're disappointed that you lost, but there's no shame in losing to that outstanding squad. All right, well, coming up, you're facing your arch rivals, or one of your arch rivals, the Hornets in Williamston. They are 5-1 on the season. They've had an outstanding season. They've only lost to Mason, and like you, they've got weapons as well, led by their quarterback, Alex Petersburg, who had a huge game last week, 4 touchdowns scored.
Yeah, he is. He's special. He's got the ability to beat you throwing, and then even more so with his legs. I mean, he's able to take a play that's broken, and you can fit everything right and have guys in the right spot for everything that they do. And, he's able to make 1 or 2 guys miss, and then, 50 yards later, he's in the end zone. He's got as good speed as we see. Their offensive staff over at Williamston does a great job of, putting stress on you horizontally to open up those lanes for him and some of their other athletes to run as well. So definitely he is number one on the defensive game plan this week.
Well, B and C have to be Noah Dunkel and Joey Mahaney. Dunkel, 118 yards rushing. Mahaney, 4 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown as well. You got to watch out for them too, don't you?
Without a doubt, yeah. They've got weapons all over the place. Not to sell them short by putting Petersburg one, but definitely those other guys out there. They're able to throw the ball to Mahaney, and I think the other thing that he does that kind of might go unnoticed is he's such a great blocker on the perimeter for them. He opens up a lot of their passing and running game, some of their RPO stuff, and then the ability to, when they need it, they can go to him with his big body. And then, getting Dunkel back for them, who's out for a couple of games for some reason. He came back in the last couple of games and has made a huge difference in their offense. I mean, he's a tough runner. He's got good speed, can catch the ball. So, yeah, he's the complete package as well. They've definitely got weapons.
Brad Thomas, third-year head coach for Haslett, joining us here on the pregame show. These are your arch rivals. These are long-time rivals that go back a long, long way in Ingham County. This is, this is a big one. You talked about probably not going to win the league championship. That's going to go to Mason. It sure looks that way. But you said all your other goals. Playoffs, that's number one. This is a huge game playoff-wise for you guys. If you want to make the playoffs, you really need to win this game to really cement it.
100%. They're 5-1, so a ton of playoff points are on the line.
Yep.
And I think, even above that is, what's obviously playoffs being a goal, but, our players have said, this is a game that they've had on their calendar, and we do every single year. Williamston's a team, and I know that they do as well, that this game is circled in both communities, and, super excited to play against them. But, yeah, it's definitely something big for a lot of our bigger goals, being able to qualify for the playoffs and, continue that positive momentum. This is a huge game.
Brad Thomas joining us here on the pregame show. This should be a big crowd too. 2 great communities that support their football teams, and of course the great atmosphere at Larkin Norman Memorial Field with the railroad tracks on the south end of the stadium. I mean, it's one of the best atmospheres, not only in mid-Michigan but in the state of Michigan.
Absolutely, yeah. It's unique, and it's just a great atmosphere there. The fans feel like they're just there right on top of you, and you got the hill up there. It's just unique. It's back there.
Yep.
They do a great job with the grass field, and I mean, it's really a special place to play. We get to play there every other year, and it's awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. I think last year's game, we had a great crowd over at our place, and I know that we'll reciprocate it and head over there this year as well. So.
Given everything you've just said, what are 1 or 2 keys for a big Haslett road win and a cementing of a playoff berth, possibly or probably?
I think defensively, I think one of the biggest goals that we have is to limit the big plays for their offense. They got guys who can take it the distance on almost every snap. So be able to limit the big plays and force them to snap the ball as many times as possible. Because I think in high school football, the more times you snap the ball, the more opportunities there are for something to go bad. So keeping their weapons in front of us and making good tackles. And I think offensively, I think the big thing will be able to sustain drives against them. They've got a good defensive front. Mahaney plays defense and does a heck of a job eliminating a whole chunk of the field. So being able to hang on to the football and keep it out of their, the hands of their weapons on offense. So I think those 2 things kind of play hand in hand together. And if we can do that, we'll have a good Friday night.
He's the third-year head coach for the Vikings of Haslett High School, 4-2 on the season, looking for 5-2, taking on Williamston tonight. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck.
Thanks, Brock. Appreciate it. Take care.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The Game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city, drawing hundreds.
The 22nd year head coach for the Hornets of Williamston High School, he's Coach Steve Kirsten. Coach, thanks so much for coming on once again.
I appreciate having us and appreciate what you do for high school football.
Well, we do the best we can with what we've got. Your Hornets are having another outstanding season, 5-1 on the season, and you got off to a really, really good start by beating West Michigan school Zeeland East in week number 1. That seems to have set the tone for the entire season. Your success in your non-conference schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big win for us. They had some dudes, and we knew they were well coached. We know Joe from former Okemos guy, so had some good talk about this area. But at the same time, that LCC win was huge for us as well.
Yeah,
got that win off our back. I mean, we've suffered a lot of losses to them over the last 10 years, and it was great to get that win.
You're not the only one that suffered a lot of losses at the hands of Lansing Catholic. Only won 2 state titles in the last 3 years, and the other year they didn't make it. They got to the semifinals. So yeah, definitely.
And I agree with you. And it's also fun to watch Cooper Rush, playing for the Cowboys. So we're like, well, you know what? We played him 3 years when he was a sophomore, junior, and senior. He was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. He's doing very well with the Cowboys, and who knows, after the season, he might get a nice free agent contract, if not with the Cowboys, with someone else. All right, back to the high school ranks. You're coming off a big win last Friday over St. John's, 46-20. Your quarterback, Alex Peterberg, just looking at the stats from the game, sounds like he's the guy that makes you go. I mean, that's kind of simple. Your quarterback makes you go, but he really does. 4 touchdowns scored, 101 yards passing, 73 yards rushing. You see a lot of dual threat quarterbacks around the mid-Michigan area now. In previous years, maybe another generation ago, it was mostly a running quarterback that wouldn't throw very much. Well, you're not seeing that much anymore. Yes, you want your quarterback to run, but he's got to be able to throw the ball as well.
Yeah, Alex is a special guy. I mean, he's an outstanding young man. 4.0 plus GPA.
Oh, wow.
Super smart in football. Super nice to everybody in our school. Like, if you walk into school and say, "What's Alex Petersburg like?" Ask anybody. They're going to say he's a great guy. So it's great to have him in leadership for us. The kids, he's very humble. Everybody wants him to be successful. And he wants everybody to be successful around him. So it's good when you have your best player as a young man with great humility.
Speaking with Steve Kirsten, the 22nd year head coach for the Hornets of Williamston High School. It's not just him. Got to have some guys around him. And you got a couple other good ones. Noah Dunkel. We know that Dunkel name from Williamston before. Over 100 yards rushing against St. John's. And Joey Mahaney. Mahaney, another name from Williamston recent past. He had a touchdown catch. 4 catches, 56 yards. Talk about them before we talk about some of the other guys on the defense.
Absolutely. Joey and Noah are elite athletes. I mean, they put in a ton of time in the weight room and speed training and 7-on-7s. They've done everything the right way and prepping themselves for a great season. So to see those guys have success, it's just fun to watch them because, I mean, they're fun to watch. You come out, you'll see it on, you'll see it tonight that they are impressive players and also great young men. So it's fun to see young men work hard and then have success based on, their work ethic.
Speaking with Steve Kirsten, the 22nd year head coach for the Hornets of Williamston High School. All right, talk about some of the guys on the defense and some other guys that people need to know about when Eric and I call the game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lockdown corner in Max McCune, and our other corner, Bruce Klein, is just a great athlete, competitor, big basketball player. He slam dunked it in the Breslin Center. He wasn't a starter last year, but in the semifinal game he got in and put one down. So I was saying, you know what kind of athlete he is. So those guys are good. We still, all those three guys you mentioned earlier are on the defense. So Alex Petersburg plays free safety, and Noah plays our weak safety, and Joey Mahaney is he takes away one side. We put him on the wide side, and he pretty much sends people running the other way. So those guys are special. But we have 2 inside linebackers who you probably wouldn't even know, but they are also 4.0 guys, and Ollie Brown and Zach Wagner, who have done a great job for us at inside linebacker, which has made a difference in our defense. And then we go to the D-line, and we have 2 brothers, a senior and a freshman, Cooper Keener and Miles Keener, who play defensive ends for us. So it's kind of fun to see those guys meet the quarterback in the middle a few times with a sack. And then Aiden Freeze and Ian Young are also on the D-line. So we like all those guys. That's all 11, and they all we call it the Hornet Swarm. We're not big, but we run to the football, and when you have guys that are quick, they have to get by those big linemen and make plays. So we're excited about playing Haslett, who has guys. They have dudes and athletic guys, so we definitely going to have to run around.
Speaking of Haslett, your arch rivals, the Vikings, they are your opponents. They're having a nice comeback season. It's been a struggle the last couple of years for them, but they are much better this year. They are 4-2 on the season. Their losses this season, a close one to DeWitt in the Big House in Ann Arbor, and then to an outstanding Mason team. That's your only loss of the season. And they've got, like you said, they got dudes, and it's led by their tremendous wide receiver and return man, do everything, Nakia Mockery, who's just outstanding.
He's special. He makes people miss, and in one play it can change a game. So he's scary, and we definitely will have an eye on him, and it will take a whole team to get him down.
Is it simple? You just use all 11 guys to try to defend him? Well,
you know that football's a team game. And
yes.
You can't put 11 eyes or 11 guys on one kid, but we'll always have it. There'll be a lot of eyes on him. Let's just say that.
I got you. Their quarterback, Isaac Pavona's done a good job as well. He accounted for 3 touchdowns and 194 yards total offense in their big win over Fowlerville last Friday. He's had a pretty good year for the most part. He struggled a little bit here and there, but he's a potent guy who can really throw the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Isaac, he's a dual threat quarterback as well. You might not think of him as a runner, but he runs the ball well, and that's a threat for sure. But really, their whole offense, they score points. I mean, they've put a lot of points on the board, and we've played all the same teams in the league. At this point now, we're playing our last league game. So if you look at numbers, they've scored more points than we have against the same teams, and actually given up a few less. So we know they can score, and we know we can score. So we're going to have to get some stops, and we're going to have to be consistent on offense. And I think they're saying the same thing over there. They're talking about Alex and Noah and Joey and saying how we got to stop those guys as well.
Other than what you just said, what are 1 or 2 keys for a big home win over arch rival Haslett?
Well, I'm going to go back to coach speak. We know it comes down to taking care of the ball. It's going to be a turnover. It could make a difference. It's going to be 6 plays in the game. 6 big plays potentially that could change the game. Getting a first down or big touchdown run or pass. So the problem with that is we don't know which 6 plays those are. So of the 120 plays we're going to play, we definitely need to play every play hard because it could be the play that makes the difference.
He's Steve Kirsten in his 22nd season for the Hornets of Williamston, 5-1 on the season, having an outstanding season. Coach, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Best of luck against Haslett and the rest of the way heading into the playoffs.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Once again, appreciate what you do for high school sports, high school football. Love it.
Thank you very much. And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, The Game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
The Game, 7:30 a.m. This day in sports history.
October 7th, 2012, Drew Brees breaks Johnny Unitas' record for consecutive games with a touchdown pass at 48 games, a record he still holds at 54. And in 1916, Georgia Tech, coached by John Heisman, defeated Cumberland by a score of 222-0. So if you had Cumberland plus 221 in the under, sadly you lost that one.
Lansing's only sports station, The Game, 7:30 a.m.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Some pretty awesome performances last Friday night. And it's led off by Grand Ledge quarterback / running back / do everything, Sean Foster. 27 carries, 396 yards, and 7 touchdowns. And the Comets needed all 7 of them to beat DeWitt in a thriller, to say the least, 56-49. Pretty remarkable.
That is pretty remarkable. I mean, you kind of look back at the record books, too. I mean, it's hard to even find a performance that even comes close to that in the area. I mean, obviously, Cooper Rush had some pretty big outings, and Matt Maxud had some pretty big ones. But, I mean, in recent history, I mean, that's definitely a top 5 performance that we've seen here in Greater Lansing. And then, like you said, I mean, Grand Ledge needed every bit of that yardage. I mean, it wasn't like he was picking up yardage in a game that was, decided. I mean, they needed to keep scoring to keep up with the whip just because of the way that game was going as well, too. So a very impressive performance from Sean Foster for sure.
And a huge win for Grand Ledge. They're now 5-1 on the season. Two other performances wanted to mention. Sexton's John Douglas, over 200 yards rushing, 6 rushing touchdowns. Sexton still alive for a playoff berth thanks to John Douglas.
Yeah, they are. And that, the 6 rushing touchdowns, I think that's a school record for single game rushing touchdowns as well, too. And, Sexton definitely needed a performance like that. And they, have some work to do with some big games coming up, starting with Charlotte this week in order to, be a part of the playoff field.
We'll get into that in segment number 2. And the game, I was at the game. You were at Portland at Charlotte. Drew Miller, over 200 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and a big Portland win over Charlotte, 40-13. He was outstanding.
He really was outstanding, and just the runs that he had to close the game as well, too. I mean, he had a 54-yarder and a 44-yarder in the fourth quarter after Charlotte had got within 10 points. I mean, just really did an excellent job at kind of closing things out. And he's had a pretty solid season for them and been a big part of, Portland, owning the CAAC White Championship for another year.
Moving on, let's get to some other games. Holt with a big road win at Waverly, 30-6. I was surprised by the score more than the team that was winning. It didn't shock me that Holt won, but 30-6, that was a big surprise. Big win for Holt to keep them alive for a playoff berth.
Yeah, that win, got Holt into the top 32 in Division I as far as playoff points, but Holt's got some big games coming up as well. So East Lansing's on the clock. You have. I think they have Ann Arbor Huron as well, too, among the other big games coming up for them. So that was also added to the importance of getting a win like that over Waverly.
Let's see. Moving on into the CAAC Red. Haslett rebounded from their loss to Mason with a big win over Fowlerville, and Williamston with a big win as well. Alex Petersburg scored 4 touchdowns, and they needed them to beat St. John's last Friday. Williamston 5-1, Haslett at 4-2. Talk about those two teams.
Yeah, both of these teams do have an outside shot at the CAAC Red Championship, too, should, Mason get tripped up by St. John's this week, and Mason has to go on the road as well, too. But, both of these teams have been impressive all year. Williamston's been in the top 10 in Division 5. The only slip-up was to Mason, and then obviously Haslett. I mean, they had a tough – they played – the 2 losses that come in tight games. They played one to Mason and the other one to DeWitt in Week 1 in the battle at the Big House as well, too. But, I think Haslett is – has a little bit of work to do. I think they're in one of the last 5 or 6 teams in the playoff field in Division 3, so they have a little bit of work to do before the end of the season here.
Another team that needs work to do is Lansing Catholic. Tough loss at Ionia. Lost 19-18. Ionia was able to hit their extra point in overtime. Lansing Catholic didn't. Catholic is 2-4 right now, and they've got a couple other possibilities they could lose as well. They've been so great the last decade or so under Jim Ahern. Eventually there's going to be a season that they're going to struggle, and it seems like it's happening this year.
It really does, and falling on the road to Ionia, and Ionia had Ionia had only had 1 win entering that week, and so that was a big win for Ionia to be able to knock off Lansing Catholic and really put Lansing Catholic's playoff future in jeopardy. I mean, right now Lansing Catholic is 32nd in playoff points in Division 6, and like you said, they have 2 really tough games remaining. You have Portland this week, and they have Poama Westphalia as well too, which is another team that is just 3-3 right now as well too. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough schedule and definitely some work to do for Lansing Catholic if they hope to keep their playoff streak alive.
Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal, joining us. Yeah, the team that beat Poama Westphalia, Olivet. Olivet's regrouped from that Week 1 loss to Charlotte, and they've looked fantastic so far. Huge win at Poama Westphalia, not only confidence-wise, but again, playoff points-wise.
Yeah, that was definitely big for Olivet, to go on the road to Poama Westphalia and get a win. And Poama Westphalia doesn't often drop games at home, and now they've dropped 2 because losing the opener to Redford Union, which is a team that's in the top 10 in Division 4 as well, too. But No, yeah, Olivet, has things going. Bo Lincoln at quarterback has been good for them. And Ramsey Basso has also been one of the standouts for them as well, too. And now they have a chance to end their tenure in the GLAC with another league championship.
We'll get to that in the next segment. Some other games. Man, a wild one, Leslie and Perry. Perry was able to kick a late field goal. Perry's a team that's kind of under the radar. They're 3-3. They're looking at a possible playoff berth. Another couple of teams, Bath and Langsburg, both got big wins last week. Both of those teams are 4-2, and they're looking to get themselves into the playoffs, both of them.
Yes, they are. And, Perry was, a program that hasn't made the playoffs outside of the COVID year when everyone made the playoffs.
Right.
So, to win on a late field goal by Reese Till was big for them and keeping them in a good position. Langsburg is 4-2, but they've still got some work to do. They're just outside the playoff field despite being 4-2, and they're battling Lansing Catholic. They're kind of for one of those final spots in Division 6 right now as far as playoff points go as well too. So the Ionian result was big for Langsburg. With Lansing Catholic falling, and obviously Langsburg's got some big games up still with obviously Fowler this week as well too. So yeah, there's still a lot at stake for some of these teams as we get into the backstage of the season, and some very important matchups taking place.
Over at Elsie, another team in 11-man football that's 4-2. They beat Chesaning 49-13 at home. Couple of surprising scores in 8-man football. Portland St. Pat's, a team that's a little bit down this year. They got blown out at Montebello 64-36. I was surprised by that score. You've been telling me about Merrill and how good they are. Merrill is a state title contender in 8-man Division II. They crushed Morris 52-12. We know how good Morris is, and Merrill made it look easy apparently.
Yeah, Merrill and, some of those other teams, Portland St. Patrick has, fell to them earlier this year as well, too. Breckenridge, got Portland St. Patrick earlier this year, too, and was a state-ranked team, but Morris was able to get a couple of weeks ago as well, too. But, yeah, Portland St. Patrick and Morris have had some tough matchups in league play, since they kind of shuffled the league around for this year. And it's weird to say, neither one of those programs is in the driver's seat to win league titles with kind of what both of those programs have been able to do in recent years.
And Fulton, after dropping down to 8-man football, they've got a chance to make the playoffs in 8-player Division I. They crushed Coleman last Saturday 66-40. They're 4-2 on the season.
Yeah, they're 4-2 and just outside the top 16, which is what you need to be in 8-player in order to make the playoffs. But, Bruce Dalen has been huge for them this season. He leads the area on rushing. He's also, their quarterback and handles the passing game as well, too, and has been effective there as well on defense as well, too. So, Fulton is sitting in a pretty good spot right now, and they'll have a big game this week against Portland St. Patrick that could further help their cause.
We'll talk about that coming up on the other side of this break. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal, joining us. One more segment with him after this timeout. You're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city, drawing
applications starting in the CAAC Blue. Waverly 4-2 on the season at East Lansing 5-1. Waverly's a great story. D.A. Jones, one of the candidates for Coach of the Year, but I think East Lansing's got too much for him. How do you see this one?
Yeah, I also agree. Waverly has been a good story. Their schedule has gotten a lot tougher over the back half of the season here with, obviously with the likes of Holt and, East Lansing this week, and then, DeWitt still on deck as well, too. But I've got, East Lansing in this one as well, too.
Grand Ledge off the big win over DeWitt. All they have to do is take on 6-0 Lapeer. It is at home at Grand Ledge, but that's another tough one there for the Comets.
Second straight game for the Comets against a team that's ranked in the state poll. I think Lapeer might be number 9 in Division I this week with their 6-0 record. I think Lapeer gets it done on the road here in this matchup.
Another big game for Holt. They are currently in the field for Division I right now. They're 3-3, but they host neighboring Everett. Does Holt get the win here?
I do. I think Holt does get the win and gets to 4-3 ahead of a challenging last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, because they got East Lansing coming up in week number 8. All right, moving on to, let's see, we'll save Haslett at Williamston, the game we're at for the very end of this segment. So let's move on to the CAAC White. Charlotte at Sexton. Charlotte, tough loss to Portland, who was just simply the better team last Friday night. Charlotte trying to solidify at the very least second place in the CAAC White and help their chances for a home playoff game in Division 4 against Sexton. We talked about in the last segment. They're trying to get themselves into the playoffs at 3-3. This game's at Sexton. How do you see it?
Yeah, no, I think this game has the potential to be a close game. I believe Sexton might have got them last year too, but I mean, I know Sexton has played some teams tough. I mean, they had Portland on the ropes, a couple of weeks ago, and Portland needed a late score to knock them off. I went with Charlotte in this game, but I think this is going to be a close matchup. I think Sexton can give Charlotte some problems, but I went with Charlotte to pick up the win.
You spoke of Portland. They host Lansing Catholic, which has turned out to be one of the big rivalries in the mid-Michigan area. Portland looking for revenge on Catholic. Catholic kicked a late field goal and beat them last year, actually on the last play of the game. Portland gets them at home this year. I got Portland in this one. Catholic's just is a bit down this year, and Portland playing some of their best football right now.
No, I've got Portland as well, too, and I think that they could just get the job done. So I went with Portland to win the CAAC White outright.
That would drop Lansing Catholic to 2-5. That was unthinkable before the season started. Moving on to the GLAC, maybe the last year for the GLAC. It's kind of fitting that the league championship comes down to Olivet and Lakewood. Both teams identical 3-0 league records and identical 5-1 overall records. How do you see it?
Yeah, and both of these teams have been blowing out teams as well, too. I think Lakewood has shut out wins the last 2 weeks. For Olivet, as we mentioned in our first segment, and the way that they've played since losing to Charlotte in week 1. I went with Olivet in this one. I mean, these are the only 2 programs that have actually won the GLAC football title, and Olivet's dominated it in recent years, and I think Olivet finishes its run in the GLAC with the league title, so I went with the Eagles.
Another game in the GLAC that has major playoff implications. 3-3 Perry is at 3-2. 4-2 Stockbridge. This is a big game for both teams. They want to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, it is a big game for both of these programs. I went with Perry in this matchup. I mean, I think this is a game that could be close, but I went with Perry.
On into the CMAC. The big one there, Langsburg at Fowler. Langsburg needs the win, possibly get a share of the CMAC title. They're 4-1 in league play, 4-2 overall. Fowler undefeated. I think a legitimate threat to contend for a state title in Division 8. This game's at Spicer Field at Fowler. I took Fowler in this one, but I think it's going to be close.
I also took Fowler. I also agreed that it's going to be close. I mean, Langsburg has played well since, dropping a week 2 game to Westphalia, and that was a game they only dropped by a touchdown was the final score after they kind of made a late charge. And their offense has been performing at a high level as well too, but their defense has also been good in recent weeks as well too. So I think this is going to be a good game. And if Langsburg wins this game, they will secure a league championship because this is their last league game, and that would push them to 5-1 in the league as well too. So like you said, I mean, plenty at stake in this matchup, but I think Fowler pulls one out.
Also in the CMAC, Bath. We talked about them a little bit in the last segment. They're 4-2 on the season. They host Dansville. Dansville only at 2-4, probably try to play spoiler for Bath's potential playoff run. I took Bath in this one. How do you see it?
Yeah, I also went with Bath in this one. I think that the Bees get it done and get to 5-2.
In the others category, Ithaca hosting Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary. These 2 teams are big rivals up north of us. Saginaw MLS undefeated on the season. And the other game in the others category, Ovid LC 4-2, having an excellent season under Coach Travis Long, looking to solidify their playoff possibilities. Unfortunately, they got to play perennial state power New Lothrop, who's undefeated. How do you see it?
I like Ithaca to get out. They've been playing well since week 2 loss in a tight game, so I'm going with Ithaca in their matchup. And obviously, Ithaca's coming off a win. They didn't play last week. They won by forfeit. Right. And what was the other game that you mentioned?
Ovid LC and New Lothrop, a state power in New Lothrop. Everybody around here knows about New Lothrop. Ovid LC trying to get to 5-2.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good game as well, too. I'm going with New Lothrop in this matchup, but, I wouldn't be surprised if it could go either way. So.
2 8-man games we need to talk about. Morris trying to rebound from their loss last week to Merrill. They host Montebello, who took care of Portland St. Pat's last week. Morris is at home. Does Kendall Crockett's crew rebound in this one?
Yeah, I think they do rebound, so I went with Morris to pick up the win here.
And finally, the Saturday game up in Middleton, up at Fulton High School. Portland St. Pat's trying to keep themselves alive in the playoff race. 3-3 on the season against Fulton, who's trying to get into the playoffs in 8-man football for the very first time. I think it's going to be a tight one. You know there's going to be a lot of scoring.
Yeah, you definitely know there's going to be a lot of scoring. I went with Portland St. Patrick to bounce back and end their losing streak. I think this is going to be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way, but I went with the Shamrocks.
Could go overtime. That would be pretty wild up there. And finally, the game you're going to hear right here on WVFN, Haslett at Williamston. Both these teams have explosive offenses. Haslett 4-2 on the season. Williamston at 5-1.
Yeah, and these two teams both also have outside shots at a league championship as well, too, as I mentioned in the first segment. And both of these teams were a part of a three-way tie atop the CAAC Red last season. I think there's more at stake for Haslett in this game, just based on where they are in the playoff points in Division III. I went with the Vikings to pull one off on the road. I think this is going to be a good game, though, but I went with Haslett.
Should be a great one. Hopefully weather's not a factor. Brian Calloway, Prep Sports Editor of the Lansing State Journal. Thanks once again, sir. Talk to you next week.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brock. Appreciate it.
And you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
And a pleasant good evening. Welcome to Larkin Nortman Memorial Field. Right behind the old Williamston High School here in Williamston, Michigan. It's a long-time rivalry matchup between the Vikings of Haslett High School and the Hornets of Williamston. Good evening, I'm Brock Palmbush. Alongside me is Eric Doc Love. Eric, these are longtime rivals. They have battled for conference titles in the old Ingham County League for years, and they've been top-level opponents against each other for years in the CAAC, and especially in the most recently in the CAAC Red. Not really up for grabs tonight, because Mason looks like they're going to win the CAAC Red, assuming they beat St. John's tonight. But these are big rivals, and there's lots of playoff points up for grabs tonight for both of these teams.
Yeah, both teams sitting at 3-1 in the CAAC Red with their losses coming to Mason so far.
Yep.
The team that's sitting in the top right now. But yes, playoff points are the biggest key here tonight. And Williamston, if they're able to knock off Haslett here at home, they will get a few more points, correct?
Because they are in Division 5 this year. Could end up playing Portland in the playoffs. What a matchup that would be. But Haslett, a Division 3 team, they would pick up more points than would Haslett. But Haslett needs the points, too, because they're 4-2. They have less margin for error. Another loss puts them in deep trouble of not making the playoffs, and that would be a disappointment for Coach Brad Thomas and his staff.
They played so well. They won last week 42-6 versus Fowlerville, and Haslett losses coming to Mason, and that close one to DeWitt opened up the season. So the Vikings have been hanging in there. They've been playing very well this year. They shared the red last year with Williamston and Mason, but they're 2-3 in their last 5 against the Hornets, so they're looking to try and even that out here a little bit tonight.
No surprise. They're led by Nakaya Mockery, accounted for 3 touchdowns last week against Fowlerville, and Isaac Pavona, quarterback. We saw him against Mason. He was a bit erratic, not the best game for him a couple of weeks ago, but he accounted for 194 yards total offense and 3 touchdowns. Nice comeback win, not only for the team, but for Pavona himself.
Yeah, give a little bit of confidence boost after struggling against Mason, but hey, Mason's got a top-tier defense. They played a lot better against the Gladiators last week and feeling a little bit better as they move in here to week number 7.
As for Williamston, they beat St. John's last Friday night 46-20, led by Alex Petersburg, their quarterback. 4 touchdowns scored combined, over 100 yards passing, 73 yards rushing. Noah Dunkel, 118 yards rushing, and Joey Mahaney, 4 catches for 56 yards and a touchdown. We'll be hearing these names all night long.
You're going to hear Alex Petersburg consistently, and not just because he's the quarterback. He's going to get the snap, obviously, every time on offense, but he does everything for Coach Steve Kirsten and these Williamston Hornets. He's that true dual threat guy that you're looking for. Beat you through the air, beat you on the ground. He's combined for over 1,000 total yards passing and rushing so far. He actually has 12 touchdowns rushing to 6 passing so far. So he's been able to do it on the ground game quite a bit. And Noah Dunkel, who's missed some games earlier this year, is back, been playing very well for them. And Joey Mahaney, you heard Coach Brad Thomas, the pregame show, saying he doesn't just catch the ball. He's a great blocker out there, too. And he helps free things up for Alex Petersburg.
Williamston is coached by Steve Kirsten in his 22nd season. Haslett coached by Brad Thomas in his 3rd year. So big-time rivals here in Ingham County, Haslett and Williamston. We're here at Larkin Nortman Memorial Field, and we're just about set to go here. We'll do our best to keep you updated on all the other action around the mid-Michigan area. Waverly at East Lansing we're looking at. Lapeer at Grand Legend, non-conference action. That's a top-level game. Everett at Holt has playoff implications. That's just in the CAAC blue. Mason can win the CAAC red outright if they beat St. John's on the road tonight. They're favored to do so. St. John's is 1-5. Moving on to the CAAC white. Lansing Catholic at Portland. Portland can win the CAAC white outright if they win. Charlotte is at Sexton, so we'll keep you updated on that. The GLAC Championship, probably the last GLAC Championship ever. Is that league? There's a good chance that's going to go away. Olivet is at Lakewood tonight. We'll do our best to keep you updated on that. Perry at Stockbridge. That's a big one for playoff points for both teams.
Perry 3-3 and Stockbridge at 3-2. They both need wins.
In the CMAC, Langsburg is at Fowler. If Langsburg wins that game tonight, they clinch a share of the CMAC title. If Fowler wins, they'll have to win next week to clinch it outright. Dansville is at Bath. Bath looking to get to 5-2 and get themselves closer to playoff eligible. In the others category, Ithaca hosting unbeaten Saginaw Michigan Lutheran Seminary, and Ovid Elsie trying to get in the playoffs as they are at New Lothrop, who is 6-0. We'll take a look at the 8-man action coming up on the other side and get this one going from Williamston High School, Larkin Nortman Memorial Field. It's Haslett at Williamston. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Welcome to Be the Referee with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
One of the biggest complaints people make about professional soccer is never knowing how much time is really left in the game. The clock counts up from 0, and the referee can add time at their discretion. But that's not the case in high school soccer. To start with, halves are 40 minutes, not 45. The clock starts at 40 and counts down. And when players are injured and the ball is not in play, the clock will stop and then restart when action is ready to continue. In the last 5 minutes of the game, the clock stops for substitutions by the leading team. So a coach can't stall by sending in a new player. When the clock hits 0 and the buzzer sounds, the game is over. There's no guessing how much added time there is. The end of the game is the end of the game.
Thanks, Sam. You can be a referee. Go online now to register at MHSAA.com. Be the Referee is a production of the MHSAA Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Stout. This is commentary. Homecoming at Michigan State next week. And the weather looks good for the game and the parade coming up on Friday night. Through all the years, there has been a grand marshal to the homecoming parade. And through the years, some of the selections I didn't think were necessarily people who demonstrated the best parts of Michigan State. But this year is clearly a terrific choice, in my opinion, in Jim Bibbs, the first black head coach in athletics in Michigan State history. He is tenured in track and field. He has been a remarkable track and field coach as a volunteer for young kids through all of his career, and he's in his mid-90s now. He was named to the Michigan State Athletics Hall of Fame in 2010, and his philanthropic endeavors, especially when his wife was alive, Martha, they won so many awards for so many volunteer activities that they participated in. Well, Jim Bibbs is a shining example of the best of Michigan State University, and good for him that he's the grand marshal at the homecoming parade. That's commentary. I'm Tim Stout.
WVFN East Lansing, a town square media station. Lansing's only sports station.
Thank you. Let's go.
The game, 7:30 a.m.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love back with you at Larkin Nortman Memorial Field here at Williamston High School, or behind the old high school, rather. The Williamston High School is north of town here. But we got a good one here. Haslett at Williamston. The other 8-man games we'll be looking at. Montebello at Morse. We'll monitor that tonight. Portland St. Pat's is at Fulton tomorrow. Here we go. Williamston's kicking off as Haslett won the flip and as Williamston won the flip and deferred. Here is the kickoff up to the 30-yard line, to the 35, to the 40, taken down the 45, 46-yard line. That is number
9.
That's number 9.
Dawson Rowe.
Dawson Rowe, backup wide receiver, as they meaning Williamston opted to kick it short to keep it away from the tremendous Nakai Amakri. But Haslett's going to get the ball in great field position once again, Doc. We saw that in the Mason game.
They're kicking away from a mockery on the season. He was rushed for almost 400 yards and 7 touchdowns. Somebody was down for Haslett on that. It was number 7, Zach Nartker, backup quarterback. But he's up. He's fine. And here come the Vikings and Isaac Pavona, who's thrown 10 touchdowns so far here for Haslett's season.
He's in the pistol formation. He's got a mockery behind him. 1 wide receiver left, a wing on the right, 2 wide receivers to the right. Ball on their own 45-yard line, man in motion. Pavona hands to a mockery. Over left side, 45, 50, into Williamston territory. He's got a first down and more, down to the 41-yard line of Williamston. Taken down there by Joey Mahaney.
A nice job from running off tackle to that left side towards their own sideline. We're here on the visitor side behind the Haslett bench, and Nakai Amakri with a big gain on first down. He picks up 12 yards.
They mark him down at the 42-yard line, so give him, oh, hang on. We got a whistle here. Give him 13 yards on that carry. They do mark him down at the 42. The scoreboard says 47, but it is a first down. We're 30 seconds into this game. Amakri behind Pavona. Going to hand to Amakri again. Left side, same play. 40, 35. Close to a first down. He's going to have it. He's pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Joey Mahaney had to escort him out of bounds. But again, you're right. Running left, guard pulling out in front of Amakri, and they move the chains.
Clock's stopping at 11:21. Now it's going to run. He's down at the 30-yard line. Pavona in the pistol again. Man in motion. Same formation as the last 2 plays. Hand to Amakri. Same play. Left side. Williamston snuffs it out a little bit better, and they knock him down after a short gain to the 28, 29-yard line.
55, Zach Wagner, one of the linebackers, able to push him out of bounds. But you're right, they ran the same play back to back to back. You go to the well until it dries up. Dried up a little bit better there. More pursuit by the Hornets to push him out of bounds.
Not much of a gain there. No gain, as a matter of fact. So now Haslett, try something else here.
Vikings don't go to traditional huddle. They kind of muddle around. Everybody stands in their positions. They look to the sideline, check out their stat sheet on their armband, and then go line up.
Same formation, however. Wing on the right, 2 wide receivers right. Now they hand to Amakri. They're going to go left side again. Inside the 30, breaks a tackle. Inside the 25, inside the 20. He's got a first down. There really wasn't much there, Doc, but he cut it inside. Did kind of a Chuck Foreman spin back towards the middle of the field, and he got pretty much 10 yards by himself. He's down to the 18.
And he hit the circle button or the X button or whatever it is, depending on what system you're using, and is spun away from a defender and turned about a 2-yard gain into a first down.
1st and 10 from the Williamston 18. First possession of the game. They're going to fake to Amakri. Pavona's got it. He's inside the 15, inside the 10, inside the 5. He's out of bounds inside the 5. Instead, this play, they faked to Amakri, who was going to the right. Pavona took it himself. He's inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Haslett.
So besides the one stop, it's been double digits moving the chain every single time here on the ground for the Vikings. Williamston backed up all the way inside their 5 and the 3.
9:45 and counting. First drive of the game. D'Angelo Fitzpatrick.
Amakri with a
that was
snap.
Amakri. Amakri Wildcat snap. That was a little bit confusing, but he took it himself. There was a huge hole over left tackle, and he takes it in for a Haslett touchdown. Thought it was D'Angelo Fitzpatrick that was back there. I saw the one, but Nakai Amakri taking it in. And it's 6-0 Haslett.
3 yards out.
And that one only took, what, not even 3 minutes off the board, 2.5 minutes? Because there's 9:37 left here in the first quarter.
Will King on for the extra point. High snap, gets it down, kick on the way, kick is good. And so, with 9:37 to go in quarter number 1, Haslett draws first blood in the rivalry game against Williamston. It's Haslett 7, Williamston nothing. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Love back with you, Larkin Nortman Memorial Field in Williamston. Haslett has taken the opening kickoff, went right down the field and scored. Nakaya Makri out of a wildcat formation, took it in from 3 yards out over left side. Will King's extra point was good. And here we are with 9:37 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Haslett. Haslett going from right to left across your radio. Will King kicking off. He kicks it high, kicks it deep, he kicks it into the end zone. Touchback. So Williamston will take over on their own 20-yard line, and quarterback Alex Petersburg will bring them up to the line.
Petersburg on the season, 61 for 105 for 699 yards through the air, 6 touchdowns, and he's ran the ball 66 times for 578 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Williamston in their alternate gray uniforms with green numerals, green pants, green helmets. Haslett in their road white uniforms with white numerals, so we'll do the best we can with numbers. Wearing their traditional blue helmets with gold stripe right down the middle. Now I got a whistle here with 9:37 to go.
Got some equipment issues for Williamston. Referees telling them to...
They're going to have to send a player off. They're going to have to.
Yeah, number 10 for Williamston, that's Max McCune, a slot back. He had to go out. We saw that actually for Haslett in the very first play of the game, too.
He did. Petersburg in the shotgun. Fake handoff. He's going to take it himself. He's over the 20, the 25. He's close to the 30. Nice gain on first down.
And he faked the handoff to number 4, Noah Dunkel, the running back. Pulled it back after he got to that mesh point. Found an open space out there on the left towards his sideline. And what did he get, 9 yards out of that one?
Gain of 9. Second down and 1 from the 29. 9:28 and counting. Ball's not ready for play, so they're going to wait for it to be ready to play and then start the clock again.
Second 6.
Nope, clock's going to remain stopped. They say he did get out of bounds. Petersburg pitches it out to the left. That's Dunkel. Good pursuit here by Haslett. They're going to get him out of bounds to the 30-yard line. That was Dunkel. Oh, he does get enough for the first down. He only needed 1. He got barely 2.
Yep.
Good pursuit, though, by Haslett on that play.
But Dunkel was able to get enough of the space and the speed out there to that outside and step out of bounds after removing the chains.
Clock is running, 9:15 to go. First quarter, 7-0 Haslett. First and 10 from the 31. Petersburg in the gun. Whistle, we're going to get an illegal procedure call, probably.
You are correct, sir.
First penalty of the game on Williamston. And it'll create a 1st and 15 from the 26-yard line.
5-yard penalty.
Petersburg in the gun. Noah Dunkel next to him. 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Spread formation. Petersburg drops a throw, throws it out to the left. It's caught at the 35. Receiver takes it up to the 38.
That's number 9, Zach Cribbs, excuse me.
Zach Cribbs. Wide receiver, defensive back, quarterback. Backup quarterback, he's just a junior. Nice catch, he was well covered. Rowe on the tackle. Dawson Rowe. And it creates a second and very makeable as he was down at the 38-yard line, looks like.
So he picked up 12 after that 1st and 15.
Second down and short, 2nd and 3. Gonna fake handoff to Dunkel. Petersburg's got it. He's got the first down. 40, 45, 47, dives to the 48, maybe the 49. First and 10, Williamston.
First down.
I think that was a Nakia Mockery on the tackle.
Yep.
Vikings tackle from Nakia Mockery.
Plays defensive back as well as returns all kicks. Plays running back, even plays some wide receiver. So he does almost everything for him. First and 10, own 48-yard line, Williamston, Alex Petersburg. Fake handoff to Dunkel. Petersburg's going to take it. He gets into Haslett territory to the 47-yard line, gain of 5.
He's been reading that end on that play and trying to determine if he was going to come in on that. If he was, then he can take it himself, or if he's going to wait and see and hand it off to the running back, Dunkel.
Caleb Fisher, give him credit, number 78 for the tackle. A gain of 5, though. 7:10 to go, first quarter. Haslett up 7-0. Nakia Mockery, a 3-yard touchdown earlier in this quarter. Petersburg, 4 wide receivers. Noah Dunkel next to him in the gun. Fake handoff. He's going to throw it out to the right. It's caught. Not much of a gain there. Great pursuit by Haslett. That's number 3, Brooks Klein, the basketball player, but not much of a gain. Might even lost one. Yes, they're going to give him a loss of a couple on the play.
Yeah, lost at least one on that one. It was a wide receiver screen out to the right side. They faked the handoff to the running back up the middle and then throw it out real quick to Klein, but the defense for Haslett was right there. He tried to cut back in towards the inside, but guess what? More defenders are going to be towards the inside.
Yep. Was a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and about 5, maybe 6. We'll call it 3rd and 6 from the Haslett 48. Klein going out of the game. Williamston's got to get the right guys on the field. Waiting for the play. We're down under 10 seconds on the play clock, which is being kept by the back judge. You got to get lined up properly. We're down under 5. Going to have to call timeout.
Yep, just couldn't get lined up properly. They had the wrong guys out there, and then the guys that did come out there came out a little bit too late, and they didn't know where to get upset.
And this is a key play, and it's the first half, first quarter. You can afford to use a timeout there. 6:06 to go, first quarter. Haslett leading Williamston 7-0. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part all tonight and all season long by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt. Wayne Lacey and his great staff at 114 West Main Street in DeWitt, serving home buyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Give them a call at 517-580-5050 and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And the great people at the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. You can visit them on the web at lansingsports.org. Mike Price, Megan Zemer, their terrific staff, bringing national events to the mid-Michigan area. And maybe they don't work all year round. Maybe they get Christmas off, but I'm telling you, I don't know of any local organization other than maybe the Greater Lansing Area Food Bank that works harder than they do.
That's saying something, too.
It's a labor of love for Mike Price.
Yeah.
He does a fantastic job. You got to have good people around him, and Megan Zemer, second in command, fantastic as well. Here at Larkin Nortman Memorial Field, right almost downtown Williamston, just south of downtown. It's third and 6 for Williamston. Petersburg all by himself in the gun, 5 wide receivers. Dropping to throw is Petersburg. He's going to take it himself. He's inside the 45. He's close to a first down. He's going to be short of the first down at the 43-yard line.
The ball carrier for the Hornets, first down.
Oh, they're going to give him the spot?
No, it's going to come about maybe half-yard shy.
No, he gets a great spot to the 42. The far side official says it's a first down.
I don't know. From our angle, from the thing, I think he's a little short. There's a little miscommunication. The referee says it's first down.
The referees say it's first down. He did get a good mark. Brad Thomas can't be happy with that mark. I thought he was a little bit short.
It's right in front of us, and I thought from our direction, like right ahead, he was about a yard shy.
They do give him credit for the first down. 1st and 10 from the Haslett 42. They pitch it out to Dunkel. Left side, 40, 35, 30. Trying to break more tackles inside the 25, down to the 23, 22-yard line. Simple pitch out to Dunkel. And he got 20. That was Dunkel, I believe, wasn't it?
It was, yes. They pitched it out there, get him into space. He cut back against the grain and got away from another defender to pick up 2 more yards.
First and 10 from the Haslett 23. Same play. Pitch out Dunkel. Left side, inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10. Far side, first down. It'll be first and goal inside the 10, probably down to the 8-yard line.
Young, the ball carrier. Vikings tackled by Brilliant Stellar.
Another big gain. 14 yards down the ground that time. The defense and Petersburg are waiting as long as he can, and I think he's got that option to keep it himself. He waits, and then throws it way out there towards Dunkel, who's about, maybe 5 or 6 yards away from him.
Petersburg in the gun, Dunkel next to him.
It's kind of like a swing pass, but it's backwards.
It is. Petersburg's going to take it himself. Not much there, but he's going to fall forward to the 6-yard line.
Haslett D toughened up in the middle that time.
Second down and goal from the 6. 4:35 and counting. First quarter. Haslett leading Williamston 7-0. This is Williamston's first drive of the game.
Jack Town and Luke Armstrong combined for that.
Excuse me.
Combined for that stop up the middle for the Vikings. Williamston also doesn't traditionally huddle. Stand around, wait. Get the call from the sideline.
Petersburg in the gun. Dunkel next to him. He's going to take it himself. Penetration in the backfield, and he's down at the 8-yard line. Excellent penetration by Haslett that time. There were 3 guys in the backfield, and it's a loss of about 2, so it'll be third down and goal from the 8.
Yeah, D'Angelo Fitzpatrick, the corner on that side, is the one that kind of blew things up.
It's going to be third down. Third and goal. Is it 2 downs to make? Well, they can mark him down at the 9, really. 2 downs to make 9 yards, Doc?
I would think so.
Petersburg is in the gun again. Drops straight back to throw. And he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage and sacked.
Coming up the middle. For Haslett, 51 Trace Graham, defensive lineman, got away from that offensive lineman in front of him, and now Petersburg never had a chance.
No, he didn't. After about the first second or two, he didn't have much of a chance. So it's going to be a 34-yard field goal attempt with 2:52 and counting first quarter. Who's that out there kicking? Noah Goudreau, number 86. 34-yard field goal, left hash. Snap is good. The placement down. The kick is up. It's blocked. It is blocked. It goes into the end zone. A promising, excellent Williamston drive results in no points.
Yeah, Nakia Mockery and D'Angelo Fitzpatrick get in there. One of those guys blocked that kick, but you're right. They were driving. They were positive yards every single time. Then they get down inside the 15-yard line in that red zone area, and the Haslett defense stood up strong, and no points for the Hornets.
Has to be disheartening for Williamston. Such a promising drive. Looked like they were going to get 7 and then maybe 3. And it was a low kick, and there was penetration. So under MHSA rules, the ball gets put to the 20-yard line. The ball did leak through the end zone, go out of the end zone. So even at higher levels, it would have gone to the 20-yard line.
Correct.
Isaac Pavona hands to Nakia Mockery. First play for Haslett on this drive. Gets to the 29, maybe the 30. I think he's got a first down. Number 33, Aiden Freese,
the ball carrier,
takes him out of bounds.
First down,
and he got 11.
Well, they've been running that play consistently to the left side. You hand it off, and a guard's going to pull in front of them. Usually there's a wing back out there in front, too, Connor Bailey.
2:15 to go, first quarter. Haslett up 7-0. Pavona hands to a Mockery again. Slips, falls down. Good penetration, though, by Williamston.
It was Joey Mahaney who got in there.
Loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11 from the 30. Ball on the left hash as Haslett's going from right to left.
Mahaney, the defensive back out there, came in crashing down, recognizing the play.
Pistol formation again, 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left, a wing to the right. Fake to Amakri. Pavona throws it out to the right. It's caught by Fitzpatrick, but excellent defense. Is that Klein? Number 3? Nope, number 2. Alex Petersburg, the quarterback / safety. Excellent tackle by him.
Yeah, it was actually thrown out to Corey Amakri, Nakai's younger brother.
I thought it was Fitzpatrick. No, 24.
It was 22.
22. Corey Amakri, the freshman.
Well, they lost a yard on the play.
And it's
2 yards on the play.
And it's going to be, 3rd down and 12 from the 29. Down under a minute to go in the first quarter. Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love, glad you're joining us tonight here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, week number 7. Pavona dropping to throw. He's going to run for himself. The flag down. He throws it out to the right. It's incomplete, but we got a flag down, so hold everything with 39 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think it's going to be holding on Haslett. Somebody got pulled down.
And if that's the case, Williamston will likely decline it. It's not a dead ball foul.
Nope.
They'll decline it and make it 4th down.
So an incomplete pass for Pavona.
Yep. It'll be 4th and 12 from the 29, and it'll be punt time for the Vikings.
So Williamston, they don't get anything on their offensive end that last series. Defense stiffens up for him, gets the ball right back.
Big time stop for Williamston after the initial first down. Jack Town, number 19, into punt for the Vikings.
Number 82 back for Williamston. That's Jack Kinninger.
Snap back to Town. Good kick. Taken at the 40. Kinninger up to the 45, maybe the 46. 1st and 10, Williamston with excellent field position with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Williamston trailing 7-0.
Town did a great job of getting that ball away because Joey Mahaney was coming up through the middle and nearly got a piece of that punt.
So we'll see what Williamston can do on their second drive.
They haven't had a lot of possession so far in this game.
No.
Both teams are now going to have it twice.
And Williamston's second drive will almost certainly bleed into the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Ball on the left hash. They're going from left to right. Petersburg in the gun. Is that Dunkel next to him?
Yes,
it is on his left. 4 wide receivers, man in motion. Petersburg dropping to throw. Looking, he's going to throw it over the middle. It is caught. That's Mahaney into Haslett territory. He's got a first down inside the 40. Mouth guard comes out. There's some hitting going on there. It's a first down to the 39-yard line.
14 yards, excuse me.
15 yards there. They mark him at the 39-yard line. 15 yards. Just a simple little in route. And Mahaney got about 7 of those yards himself.
Yeah, the defense for Haslett sitting back in his zone, and so it was a big old space opening for him to sit down in, and his quarterback found him. Good protection by the offensive line to give him that time.
And Williamston's going to the sideline, and they're going to wait until the second quarter to run the next play. They'll switch ends, and we'll take a timeout. 12 minutes down, 36 to go. It's Haslett 7, Williamston nothing. We'll take a 30-second break and come back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Have you been showering in a big puddle? Struggling to get that dirty dishwater to go down the drain? And then there's all those terrible smells.
Palmbush, Eric Doc Love back at Larkin Norman Memorial Field at Williamston, getting ready to start the second quarter. Haslett up 7-0 on their arch rivals. Nakia Makri, a 3-yard touchdown run on the very first drive of the game. And that's where we are here at the start of quarter number 2.
GLAC matchup, one for the title, Lakewood and Olivet. Lakewood fumbles, Olivet 2 plays, 99 yards, 7-0. Eagles are up with 3:10 left in the first.
Olivet is here at Larkin Norman Memorial Field next week to take on Williamston. Petersburg pitches it out. Not much there. Is that Dunkel?
Yep.
It is Dunkel. Not much of a gain. Got down to the 40-yard line. Actually, a loss of 1. Go ahead.
And Brody Quinn makes a stop and forces that. They tried that pitch out to the outside for the running back, and Brody Quinn snuffs it out.
Number 15, Brody Quinn. It is a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 from their own, Haslett 40. 30 seconds gone here in the second quarter. Petersburg in the gun. 2 wide receivers left, or 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Dunkel next to him in the gun. Fake handoff. Petersburg's got it. He's going to try to outrun everybody. He does inside the 40 to the 36. A flag down. There I see it at the 45-yard line, and you're making the motion that it's holding.
Yeah, it's going to come back. Number 11, Ian Young.
And it is.
Going to get the H-back's going to get called for holding for Williamston.
Second penalty of the game on Williamston. Flag was thrown at the 45-yard line. So that's a spot foul. Remember, in the old days, that was not a spot foul. Mm-hmm. So it is a bit more penal than it used to be.
Well, Petersburg, the play was supposed to go up the middle initially if he didn't have anything. He bounced at the outside, and that required his blocker to kind of change what he was trying to do, and he had to hold the guy.
2nd and 26 from their own 45-yard line. Williamston back in their own half of the field. Petersburg in the gun. Noah Dunkel next to him. 4 wide receivers, 2 left, 2 to Petersburg dropping to throw. Throws it out to the right. It's caught in Haslett territory, far side to the 44. That's number 1, Joey Mahaney. Nice gain there on 2nd down.
They're running the out route again.
Braden Stiller on the tackle for Haslett. Braden Stellard, rather, number 14.
We got 10 of the 26 they needed, so it's, 3rd and 16. Still not great.
Nope. A little bit more makeable, though. We'll see what happens here. Dropping to throw is Petersburg. Trying to evade pressure. He's going to throw it high and deep. He's got a receiver out there. Oh, just out of his reach. Was that Mahaney?
Nope, that was number 3. That was Brooks Klein.
Brooks Klein, far side, couldn't quite tell who it was. It's 4th down, and Williamston's going to punt.
Yeah, they're going to play the field position game. Petersburg had lots of time in the pocket, waiting. He looked initially to try and get the out to Mahaney. Wasn't open, and he told Klein, go deep, but the pass was overthrown, and Brooks could not haul it in.
Noah Dunkel back to punt for Williamston.
Yeah, Amakri and Rowe are
Dawson
back.
Rowe, yep. 2 men back.
Yeah, Rowe's kind of an up man, and then Amakri's behind him.
Here's the kick by Dunkel. High and short. Trying to kick it out of bounds. They do. Inside the 20. Inside the 10. At the 5-yard line. Nice kick. Maybe even the 4, Doc.
That's right at the 5, because the side judge on that one, the ball bounced into his arms as he was standing right there on the sideline.
So he had the best place to mark it. 10-10 to go in the first half. Haslett leading Williamston 7-0.
It's a great job of angling the punt towards out of bounds.
And you don't want to kick it to Nakia Mockery if you don't have to.
No, you don't want to kick it into the end zone either, too, because you were trying to play that field position game.
Nakia Mockery, he might be all-state this year as a return man.
Yes.
He's getting Division I looks already, and no Michigan State's looking at him. And I've been told majority of the Mid-American Conference is looking at him, too.
Hey, if you got that kind of speed.
Can't teach speed. Pavona in the gun. Fake handoff, going to take it himself. He's going to get snowed under behind the line of scrimmage. All the way back to the 1, maybe the 2.
He's down at the 1, I think.
2nd down and a whole bunch.
Yeah, lost 4 yards on that play. They had a guy jet motion come. He faked the handoff to him. He faked the handoff to Amakri, and he probably should have handed it off to somebody because Joey Mahaney was there waiting for him. They say at the 2, Brock.
So 2nd and 13 from the 2. 9:38 to go. That's where field position is so important. That was an excellent punt. Haslett in some trouble here. They're going to hand off to Amakri going left side. Good pursuit. Maybe to the 4, maybe. Well, it's at the far end of the field. No, they say not very much at all.
He didn't get anything. He lost a yard, actually.
Yeah, back to the 1-yard line.
So Williamston East pushing him back even further.
9:10 to go. It'll be 3rd and 14 from the 1.
Oh.
And now we got a whistle.
Man, Williamston jumped. They went to hard count, did Haslett. Pavona
had to be by design.
Yep. Trying to give themselves a little bit extra.
We'll wait for the official word.
It's offsides.
A free 5 yards for Haslett. 3rd penalty of the game on Williamston. for 20 yards. 8:56 and counting. 3rd down and 9.
Williamston jumped again. Almost. Didn't get into the neutral zone.
8:45 and counting.
Haslett waiting, changing the play.
Pavona throws it out to the right. At the 5, at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He could go. He's going to go.
D'Angelo Fitzpatrick.
A stunning 94-yard touchdown for Haslett on just a flanker screen like one we saw 2 weeks ago that they scored on.
Yep. That one was only 75. This one's 94.
94.
Williamston had him dead to rights, Brock. This drive was going nowhere. They gave him the free 5 yards on the offsides. Then they run the quick wide receiver screen, and D'Angelo Fitzpatrick does most of the work by himself.
Broke a couple of tackles at the line of scrimmage, and then it was all speed for him.
Yep.
And it's 13-0 Haslett with 8:21 to go in the second quarter. Here's the kick. It's up. It is good by Will King. And with 8:21 to go in quarter number 2, it's Haslett leading arch rival Williamston 14-0. A 30-second break and we're back on the game. 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city, drawing
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love. We're still trying to come down from the stunning touchdown off a flanker screen. Isaac Pavona to D'Angelo Fitzpatrick, 94 yards. And it turned a 3rd and 9 from their own 6-yard line into a 94-yard touchdown. And Haslett's leading 14-0. Will King is going to kick off. He's hit both extra points so far. Here's the kick. It is high. It is short. It hits the ground at the 17-yard line. Taken by Williamston. It's a fumble.
Ball's out.
Ball is out. We're going to wait and see. One of the officials says it's Williamston ball. I think they did fall on it at the 24-yard line.
The Hornets able to get it back. Otherwise, extreme disaster.
Oh, man.
Brock, 2:54 left in the first. Everett 7, Holt 6.
Wow. Tell you what, Everett, 2-4 on the season, might need to win their last 3 to get themselves into the playoffs.
Lakewood fumbles again. Olivet scores. 68-yard touchdown pass. Extra point, no good. 13-0 Olivet leading Lakewood.
Olivet trying to win what will likely be the last GLAC championship in football. Huge drive here, I think, for Williamston, given what just happened.
I think this is almost guaranteed you got to get a touchdown here.
Alex Petersburg in the gun. Fakes the handoff. No, does hand off to Dunkel. Great penetration by Haslett. It's a loss on the play. Back to the 20, maybe the 21. Hazlett's fired up now after that stunning touchdown.
Yeah, making the tackle, number 6, Connor Bailey, one of the defensive backs, stepping up and getting that stop. 2-yard loss.
2nd and 12, under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Darkness has settled here at Larkin Norton Memorial Field, and we just had the train go by.
Yep.
Probably will happen once again before we get out of here tonight. Petersburg hands to Dunkel again. Gets away from pressure originally, but excellent pursuit by Haslett, and he's down. A loss of 1 probably.
Yep.
That's number 15. Brody Quinn's made a couple of nice tackles tonight.
The linebacker's been all over the place.
Loss of 1 back to the 20. It's now 3rd and 13. 7:15 to go. First half.
Hornets keep going backwards.
Third and 13. Petersburg in the gun all by himself. Whistle. Timeout Haslett.
Yeah, defense, they didn't like the change. Somebody motioned over to the left for Williamston, and the Vikings were saying, we don't have anybody over here. Somebody get over here. And then the coach ran down and said, hey, I don't like what's going on. Call timeout.
Both teams with 2 timeouts left. We'll keep it right here. I want to tell you once again, tonight's coverage brought to you in part all season long by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt. Wayne Lacey and his great staff at 114 West Main Street in DeWitt, 517-580-5050. Serving home buyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Give them a call and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, visit them on the web, lansingsports.org. Mike Price, Megan Zemer, and their great staff bringing national events to the mid-Michigan area.
3 fumbles for Lakewood, 3 touchdowns for Olivet. It's 19-0 Eagles, 10:45 left in the first half. And Lakewood they're throwing the game away at this point with this. 3 fumbles on 3 drives.
Hate to be blunt like that, but man.
8:01 left in the first half. Portland 7, Lansing Catholic 0.
Did you ever think Lansing Catholic, after 7 weeks, might be 2-5?
No.
And yet they're tied for 32nd in playoff points in Division 6. They might not only need 5 wins to get themselves in, given the schedule that they play. Petersburg in the gun, dropping to throw. Throws it deep over the middle. He's got a man there. It's caught. Midfield into Zach Krebs. He's got it inside the 40, inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. There's the huge play that Williamston needed. Massive gain there. 53 yards, I believe.
Sounds about right.
To the 26.
Krebs running a streak right down the middle of the field, and no Haslett guy could catch up to him. That was the same play that right before the timeout. But they just couldn't quite figure out who was going to cover who.
Kind of a skinny
again.
Kind of a skinny post, really. 6:35 to go. Massive play for Williamston. They're in business at the Haslett 28. Petersburg's going to fake pitch it. He's going to take it himself. He's inside the 25. Good gain there, down to the 21. Gain of 7.
That's the one they've been pitching in every single time, and there's got to be that option for him to either keep it himself.
Yep.
And that time the defense started to flow out towards Dunkel, and so he pulled it back in.
6:10, 6:08, and counting first half. Haslett up 14-0, but Williamston on a 53-yard pass play from Alex Petersburg to Zach Krebs has them in business. Now they do pitch it out to Dunkel. Inside the 20, maybe to the 18. He's still fighting for some yardage. He's close to the first down. It's going to depend on the mark. It'll be 3rd and short. 3rd and short at about the 18-yard line.
Tackled by Greg Miles.
Greg Miles on the tackle. Number 79. 3rd and short. They say 3rd and 1 from the 17. You got to think 2 downs to make it here.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to fake handoff. Petersburg's going to take it, and I think he's got the first down.
Yep.
He did get inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
So he got 3 yards out of that, actually. He was going to hand it off to Dunkel up the middle, but all the Vikings started to go towards him to converse between the tackles, and so Petersburg pulled it back himself.
Down to 5 minutes to go in the first half. Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love, glad you're joining us from Larkin Nortman Memorial Field in Williamston. Haslett up 14-0. Nakia Mockery, a touchdown run. Isaac Pavona to D'Angelo Fitzpatrick, a 94-yard touchdown pass. Petersburg in the gun. Fake pitches. He's going to throw it out to the left. He's got a man out there over the head of the intended receiver.
And that was Krebs again. They ran that RPO. They faked the run-pass option. They tried to fake out to the pitch out to the running back.
And then he came back to the left and threw it, and he had a guy there.
Yep.
But it was over his head.
Krebs was wide open, gotten a past the defender in the end zone, but Petersburg sailed the pass.
2nd down and 10 from the 13, so they can get a first down without getting a touchdown. 4:36 to go.
2nd and 10.
Petersburg in the gun. Fake handoff to Dunkel. No, they do hand it off to Dunkel, and there's nothing there.
Nope.
A loss back to the 14.
Haslett converging in between. You wonder on that long pass, Brock, it's our first true cool night of the season. We haven't had any real, chillier nights here in the football season.
Yep.
Now we've gotten into October, and you wonder if maybe the ball a little hard, a little slippery, couldn't quite get a grip on it.
Here's something else to consider. If you don't get it here on third down, you can kick a field goal.
Yep.
Because Williamston gets the ball to start quarter number 3. If you get a field goal, get a stop before the half, you're only down 14-3 and plenty of time to go. We'll see what happens. Petersburg's in the gun all by himself. He's going to throw it over the middle, gets it to the running back, and he's taken down there at the 14-yard line.
Snuffed out through the middle, that wide receiver screen underneath, and number 19 makes that stop for Haslett. That's Jack Town.
Jack Town knocks down Ian Young. Number 11, an H-back, a junior. And who was on the tackle?
That was Jack Town, the linebacker. He went between the 3 offensive linemen to make the stop.
And now it's 4th down. And they're going to line up to go for it after the gain of 1. 4th and 10 from the 13. 3:18 to go first half.
Offsides.
And now offsides on Haslett. There's a free 5 yards.
Well, Haslett did the same to them on the last drive. Go to the hard count.
First, and that had to be by design, Doc.
Oh, yes. Yep. Both times for Haslett and for Williamston.
First penalty of the game on Haslett could prove to be very costly. 4th and 5 from the 8. I'd be tempted to kick a field goal here. I know they had one blocked on the last on their first possession of this game, but I'd be tempted to kick a field goal here.
No, I'm good with this. I might call the timeout. I think they might too. They're looking around.
And they might.
With Coach Steve Kirsten, I think he's going to use a timeout.
Yep, he's pointing to the side judge, and I think he's going to call timeout. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do.
He's going to wait till the clock rolls down. And when it gets to about 2 or 1 on the play clock, he's going to call a timeout.
Down under 10, 2:40 to go. That's exactly what he's going to do.
And
timeout.
Yep. He got down to 2 seconds on the play clock and used it.
We'll take one ourselves and come back. Big 4th down coming up. Haslett leading Williamston 14-0 on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Fill your free time with family fun for one low price. It's the Family Fun Card. Get $550 in value for just $99. Here's just a sample of what you'll get.
Mark and Norton Memorial Field, we're in a timeout. Williamston either going to go for it here on 4th and 5 from the Haslett 8-yard line, trailing 14-0, or could kick a field goal here. Williamston just took their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Haslett has 2 timeouts left.
And a first, PW 28, Saranac nothing. Second quarter, Grand Ledge 14, Lapeer 14. We talked about that was going to be a big game.
Lapeer 6-0 on the season. Grand Ledge 5-1.
Olivet 22-0 over Lakewood now. They just scored on a 25-yard field goal with 8:13 left in the half.
2:32 left here in the first half. Haslett leading Williamston 14-0. And they're going to line up to go for it. Alex Petersburg in the gun. Man in motion. Rolling out to the right is Petersburg. Stopping. And he's going to get tackled at the 8-yard line. And it's going to go over on downs.
Well, they kept the design quarterback run. Dunkel was used as basically a blocker out there in front. Had 1 wide receiver, but pursuit of the Vikings just too good, and Petersburg couldn't do anything with it.
So it goes over on downs. Haslett has 2 timeouts left. 2:25 left in regulation. A ton of time for them to score.
I know you talked about you would probably go for the field goal. I was okay with going for it there on 4th down.
You can make a case for either, honestly. If it were 7-0 or 14-7, you kick the field goal.
Yes.
But 2 scores down, I can buy that. Personally, I'd have kicked the field goal.
Okay,
there.
all right. I know you want points.
Considering you getting the ball to start the third quarter.
Yep. Now it's time for the Williamston. They want their defense to step up and get a stop here.
Yes. 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Isaac Pavona, Nakia Mockery next to him. They're going to hand off to him. Mockery goes left side, gets through the line initially. He's out over the 20, first down. They're going to mark him at the 21-yard line.
Right at the 20.
Right at the 20, rather, yep.
So
Noah Dunkel on the tackle.
A dozen. Haslett goes hurry up.
2 minutes to go. Hand off a Mockery, left side. Not much there. Gets to the 22, maybe?
No, I think he got 3 or 4 yards out of that one, actually. Yeah, he got 4.
He did get close to 4. Wow. 2nd down and 6.
Well, they made contact with him at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to drag his defender forward.
That's what I saw originally, yep. So 2nd and 6 from the 24, a minute 45 to go, 2 timeouts left. They're being a bit deliberate here.
2nd and 6.
Handoff a Mockery, right side. Williamston pursuing to the 25, to the 27, 28. He goes out of bounds.
Got 8, ran out of bounds.
Brooks Klein
First down.
Escorted him out of bounds at the 32, and yep, it is a first down. Needed 6, got 8.
Mocker used his speed, got outside. It looked like the play was supposed to go between the tackle and guard, and he bounced it.
And the clock stops with a minute 29 to go. Pavona drops straight back to throw. Now he's going to roll out to the left. He's going to get away from the pressure, and he's going to run for it. 30, 34, maybe the 35-yard line. We'll see.
Isaac Pavona pushed out of bounds by Joey.
I think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Mahaney on the tackle.
Maybe 1.
We'll see where they spot it. They do give him 1 to the 33-yard line. 2nd and 9 from the 33. Officials say he got out of bounds with a minute 20 to go in the first half. Haslett up 14-0, looking for more.
Was supposed to be a pass play, and the pressure got to him and he rolled out.
Dropping to throw is Pavoni. Throws it out to the left. It's a low pass, and it's dropped.
Had a wide receiver on the far side run that quick comeback towards him. That was number 3, Alex Chamberlain.
Yep, Alex Chamberlain, a senior. It was a low pass, but one Chamberlain could have, not necessarily should have had, because it wasn't in the numbers that he had to reach down to get it.
Had a defender closing in on him, too.
Pavona would have liked to have a better pass, too.
Yes.
So it's 3rd and 9 from the 33. Hey, if you're Haslett, at the very least, you get out from inside your own 10-yard line on this possession. Pavona dropping to throw. Now he's going to roll out to the right. He throws it out to the right. Caught by Fitzpatrick. Close to a first down. No, incomplete. The official says the ball hit the ground. He had a good view of it and said Fitzpatrick dropped the ball.
There is some laundry.
Now, we got a late flag, too.
That's back towards where Pavona took off, and it's going to be holding on Haslett.
So if you're Williamston, you probably decline it, and they do.
Yes.
So it'll be 4th down, and Haslett will likely punt here.
Yep.
With a minute 12 to go in the first half, Haslett up 14-0. Big stop for Williamston.
It was, and here comes Jack Town to punt the ball away for them. And Hornets, the pass to Fitzpatrick probably would have been a little bit shy of the first down anyway, but it would have been a lot closer there.
Minute 12 to go, first half. Back to punt for Haslett. Number 19, Jack Town.
Jack Kinninger back deep for the Hornets.
Here's the snap. Oh, they all got pressure, nearly blocked it. And it's taken there at the 40-yard line, sliding to a stop, I believe.
That's Kinninger.
Kinninger, yes.
Yeah, Joey Mahaney got through the middle again on that and nearly got a piece of it on Jack Town's punt.
1st and 10 from the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. Williamston has 1 timeout left and a minute 11 to work with. They will mark it right at the 40.
They got some high-powered offense, and they can score quickly, too, on a big play. So minute and 11 is still plenty of time.
With 1 timeout to go, clock stops on out-of-bounds plays, clock stops on first downs. You still have time. And they've shown they can move the ball. They've just bogged down a couple of times inside the 10-yard line.
You don't have to abandon the run yet either.
No,
you
don't.
Minute 11. You can still run the ball a little bit.
In the NFL, that would be unthinkable. You would have to abandon the run, given the timing rules are different in the NFL.
Yep.
Noah Dunkel out to the right. 5 wide receivers. Petersburg in the gun, dropping the throw, feeling the pressure. And he fumbles the ball. The ball is out, and it's recovered. I think it's recovered by Williamston. It is. One of the offensive linemen fell on it, but it's going to be 2nd down and a whole bunch.
The referee's saying, yep, keep the ball going, and they did fall on top of it.
We're down under a minute to go.
Hornets fumble recovered by Austin Jones.
Austin Jones, offensive lineman for Williamston, picked up the fumble. We're down to 45 seconds in the quarter.
I think Williamston is just going to let the clock roll down, run the ball one more time maybe, or maybe just kneel the ball. I think they're just going to kneel the ball. Yep.
30 seconds to go. They do have to run one more play, and they may call a timeout.
They're in kneel formation, it looks like.
Down under 5 seconds. Nope. We got a whistle.
Haslett's calling timeout.
Officials are talking.
Maybe it's an official's timeout. Coach Brad Thomas for Haslett was talking to the official here on the sideline.
So we'll hold it here for 1 second. 21 seconds on the clock.
It's official's timeout. Nope.
Haslett calls one of their two timeouts left. Okay. So now Haslett has one timeout left. 2nd and 17 with 21 seconds to go. Ball at the 29-yard line.
Are they trying to make them punt the ball? Because they have one more timeout after this. It's going to be second. You can use it on their third down. But
yeah, but you know what? Then on third down, they'll just take a knee and run the clock out.
Yeah. Or is it supposed to be third down?
Well, they say it's third down. Okay.
Timeout Haslett.
The down marker says 3. So you know what? Haslett calls timeout after third down and just go for a block on fourth.
Yeah.
Scoreboard says 2nd and 17. I thought it was second down.
Me too.
But the down marker says 3.
Because they fumbled it on the first play. They lost 7 yards. And that's it, right? And then they were just going to kneel it. This is second down, not third down.
It should be second down.
It should be second down.
You're right. You just explained it.
They lost 7 yards on the fumble. That was first down.
Yeah, we'll see if this.
It should be second down.
It should be second down. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe the down marker is just wrong. It is second down.
And the scoreboard says second down.
Yep.
2nd and 17.
And the announcer says it's 2nd and 17. So the down marker is wrong. Petersburg. He's going to take it himself. To the 30. To the 35. To the 38-yard line. He stopped there. And it'll be third down and short. And Haslett's going to take their last time out.
Third down.
We'll keep this one right here. We're right before halftime. We'll have This Week in High School Sports coming up with John Ross.
Timeout.
Halftime stats and analysis, and we'll go over all the other scores around the area, as many as we can get via the Twitterverse.
Mm-hmm.
Haslett is now out of timeouts. Williamston has one left. No turnovers in this game so far, although there have been a few that have been close.
I think the ball's been on the ground a couple times.
It has. The down marker says 4.
It's third.
But the scoreboard says it's third down.
It is third down.
It's going to be third down and 13. I think the officials are talking right now just to figure out what down it is.
It's third down. It's definitely third down. I don't know why the down marker
and now the officials are saying it's fourth down. They got the fist in the air. Fourth down.
I don't think so. I think they got the downs wrong.
So with 12 seconds left, Williamston's going to punt. And they get it away. They kick it away from a Mockery, and he's going to get away from it, and they'll down it at the 19-yard line. Clock did not move. That only took 1 second off the clock.
Yeah, something's going wrong here. It was definitely a third down.
You know, if Haslett just takes a knee here, it's not going to matter one way or another, but still, from an administering standpoint.
Yeah. And then the clock didn't start.
No, and then the clock didn't start. There should be only about 3 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
If Haslett decides just to take a knee, and they may do that here, at their own 20-yard, because you don't want to risk a turnover here.
No. But if I'm Coach Steve Kirsten, I mean, you're at home. Why is the clock not starting when it's supposed to?
Yep.
And then why is the down marker wrong?
And it's not going to matter because Isaac Pavone is going to take a knee and get out of here. So after all of that, it turns out it's not going to really matter.
It's moot.
But what does matter is that Haslett, in a game they need to have for playoff purposes, they're looking good so far. They lead arch rival Williamston 14-0 after 24 minutes of play. We'll take a timeout and come back. We'll have halftime stats and analysis after this but it's time for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
Fall tournaments are just about upon us, except in the UP, where tennis titles have already been earned, and Anna Tracy talks about the impact Title IX has had on her. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The very first team titles of the 2022-23 school year were won last week with the Upper Peninsula Girls Tennis Championships. In Division I, Negaunee earned their 8th UP title in the last 10 years. The Miners captured individual titles at number 3 and number 4 singles and at number 2 and number 3 doubles, using their depth to help deliver another trophy. In Division II, Iron Mountain came out on top. The Mountaineers got victories in all 4 singles flights and at number 1 doubles. All 6 of those players are seniors. It's Iron Mountain's first girls UP tennis title since 2008. Now that UP tennis is in the books, Lower Peninsula boys tennis and girls golf are next to host their championships. That's followed by cross country and boys soccer on November 5th, volleyball, 8-player football, and swimming and diving on November 19th. And we wrap things up on November 25th and 26th at Ford Field with the 11-player football finals. For more information, including brackets, results, and how to get tickets, please check out MHSAA.com. Game balls this week go to Kent City soccer players Jarrett Jaramillo and Dylan Sutton, who each scored twice in a 4-0 win over Newaygo. The win clinched a share of Kent City's first soccer league title in school history. Flushing tennis player Scott Maneri, he helped lead his team to a 5th straight Flint Metro League tennis title by taking first in number 1 singles. And Grand Ledge senior Sean Foster ran for 396 yards and 7 touchdowns, including a 75-yarder with 51 seconds left and a 56-49 win over DeWitt.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
What happens when the defense commits a penalty on an extra point try in overtime? First, the setup. Team A starts with the ball first and goal from the 10. On their very first play, they score a touchdown. The extra point is good, but the defense roughs the kicker. What are Team A's options? They can accept the penalty, move the ball closer to the goal line, and maybe go for 2, or they can take the results of the kick and have the penalty enforced when Team B takes over. Which means that instead of first and goal from the 10 with a chance to tie the game and send it into a second overtime, Team B would have first and goal from the 25. This costly penalty will certainly have an impact on the next possession, where Team B will need a touchdown.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law. In the 50 years since, millions of girls have participated in an MHSAA-sponsored sport, and that number continues to grow every year. We've celebrated their numerous contributions and achievements in a variety of ways the past year, and will continue to do so leading up to the 25th Annual Women in Sports Leadership Conference in October. Today, we highlight Anna Tracy. The recent Rockford Ram graduate was a standout gymnast who also participated in cross country and track and field. Tracy helped Rockford to the 2022 team gymnastics title and earned an all-around title in Division II. She's now studying human biology at Michigan State University.
Because sports means the person I am today, a competitive, driven, and disciplined person. The lessons I've learned from competing are irreplaceable, and I just couldn't imagine who I'd be without sports present in my life. And the lessons I've learned and the characteristics I've developed have played a huge role in my daily life.
For more information on the WISL conference or for previous Title IX at 50 spotlights, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. and we'll see you next week.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Eric Doc Love back with you from Larkin Nortman Memorial Field. Haslett leading Williamston 14-0 as we hit halftime. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part tonight and all season long by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt. Wayne Lacey and his great staff serving home buyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Give them a call at 517-580-5050 and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Visit them at lansingsports.org. Mike Price and Megan Zemer and their great staff bringing national events to the mid-Michigan area. Haslett leading Williamston 14-0. Here's the scoring summary. First drive of the game, Nakia Mockery finished off a long drive with a 3-yard touchdown. Out of a wildcat formation. That was pretty unique. He took it in from 3 yards out. Extra point by Will King was good. 9:37 to go in the first. It was 7-0 Haslett. That was the score at the end of one quarter of play. Then after a Williamston punt, where Haslett was backed up to their 4-yard line, they even lost some yardage back to the 1-yard line. They were able to get a 5-yard penalty on a encroachment. And then the next play, Isaac Pavona to D'Angelo Fitzpatrick on a flanker screen, 94-yard touchdown pitch and catch. Extra point by Will King, good. And it was 14-0 at that point, and that's where we are after 24 minutes of play. Penalties? Well, Williamston's had 3 penalties for 20 yards. Haslett, 1 penalty for 5 yards. There have been no turnovers in this game so far. But Doc, compiling the stats for a change didn't take you very long because pretty much the same guys carried the ball. Either Isaac Pavona or Nakia Mockery for Haslett. For Williamston, it was Noah Dunkel or quarterback Alex Petersburg for the most part.
Yeah, not a lot of guys have touched the ball here tonight. Not a lot of even drives for both of these teams. They a little bit more in the second quarter just because short drives and punting, but for the most part it's been a lot of the same guys. And Nakia Mockery for Haslett, 11 carries for 77 yards and that 3-yard touchdown. Isaac Pavona only 2 for 5 for 92 yards. He had a minus 2-yard play,
that's right.
And then he had a 94-yard play for that one.
So a little misleading there.
Yes, a little bit. Haslett rushing for 88 total yards, 77 from a Mockery, and 180 total out there for the Vikings. For Williamston, 151 total yards and 61 rushing. Alex Petersburg very efficient at 6 for 7 for 90 yards, but has only carried the ball 11 times for 28 yards. So the Vikings defense has kind of bottled him up in that run game.
Some sack yardage in there as well.
Yes, and Zach Cribbs, 2 receptions for 65 yards for Williamston. The ground game just really hasn't gotten going for the Hornets because the Vikings have done such a great job.
Other than the first drive with Noah Dunkel.
Yes.
Haslett has really bottled up. Before we go any further, I want to let you know as we cross the 8 o'clock hour, you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. We'll take a timeout, and we will come back, and we will have scores from around the mid-Michigan area. Some interesting scores tonight. We'll go head to the Twitterverse and come on back after this break. It's Haslett 14, Williamston nothing at the half. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, your trusted source for high school sports coverage.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and all-time leading rusher with exciting news.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, Emmitt Smith wants to introduce you to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love here at Larkin Nortman Memorial Field in Williamston. Haslett leading Williamston 14-0 at the half. Williamston did win the coin flip and deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball to start quarter number 3. Very important for them, Doc. Before we get to the scores, I think that's very, very important considering they're down 14. They're almost have to score on this first drive.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
All right, let's get to the other scores here from around the mid-Michigan area. I'm just seeing this here. Well, let's get to CAAC Blue first. East Lansing leading Waverly 20-6 at the half. Lapeer leading Grand Ledge 21-14 at the half. What was the latest Everett Holt score that you had?
I didn't have what I was looking for right now. I can tell you in the CMAC, Bath is winning 30-6 at half.
Okay, Bath's having a very good year. Ionia leading Eaton Rapids 23-0. That is in CAAC white play. Portland leading Lansing Catholic 20-0 at the half. And what'd you say? Olivet leading Lakewood 35-0?
Yes. That's also the same for PW at Saranac, 35-0. CAAC Red halftime, Fowlerville 14, Eastern 7.
Fowlerville 14, Eastern 7.
Yep.
In 8-man football, Morris trying to rebound from that tough loss last week to Merrill, who's a legit state title contender. Merrill is this year. Morris beating a 3-3 Montebello 36-6. I would be mentioning Portland St. Pat's, but they play tomorrow up in Middleton at Fulton High School. Fulton trying to get themselves into the playoffs in 8-man football for the very first time at 4-2 on the season.
Yep. Old Elsie leading undefeated New Lothrop at halftime, 13-7.
That'd be an upset. That would be a big upset and huge for Ovid Elsie for their playoff chances as well.
Let's see if I can find an update on that Everett-Holt game. Holt was leading at one point, but I want to get an official score for you.
Holt needs that win if they want to get themselves into the playoffs.
It's 30-7 Holt right now. I don't know what time is left in the game, but I know it's 30-7 Holt's leading.
All right. So, man, if Holt gets that win, that would get them to 4-3, hosting East Lansing next week. And again, East Lansing is leading Waverly 20-6 at the half. That's 20-6. Man, interesting scores from around the Mid-Michigan area.
Charlotte beat Sexton. We have a final.
They played earlier tonight.
Played earlier. Yep. Charlotte won 31-12.
Charlotte, nice rebound victory for them. They moved to 6-1. They are in Division 4, win the last two, and they'll host a playoff game in Division 4. They're at Flint Hamady next week, by the way, taking a look at their schedule. And then they host Fowlerville in week number 9, senior night there in week number 9.
I was trying to get a Perry Stockbridge score, but I have not found one.
That has playoff implications for both teams.
Yes.
You would think, Perry and Stockbridge, they haven't been good in recent years. Well, Perry's 3-3, Stockbridge 4-2 actually, and they're looking for, or actually Stockbridge 3-3. My bad. So big time playoff implications for that one as well.
That was halftime for Everett and Holt, by the way. It's 30-7. Holt is winning.
Okay. All right. Well, Doc, as they're going to put 5 minutes or 3 minutes up on the clock here as both teams are coming out to stretch here. Haslett leading 14-0. 24 minutes down, 24 to go. Yep, there's the 3-minute clock as both teams come out to stretch. Keys to the second half. First for the team that's trailing Williamston. You're down 14 points. You get the ball to start quarter number 3. You got to score.
I think they got to stretch the field on offense in the passing game. I think it's got to stretch out a little bit in the passing game. Try and get Joey Mahaney going a little bit more. Zach Cribbs has done a pretty good job. Maybe they can get Noah Dunkel in the passing game as well, the running back, too. I think the pass game has got to kind of...
On flare screens and something like that?
Yeah, something in the passing game might open it up for the run game, because then you'll have defenders trying to get to the outside and trying to back up a little bit.
Yep.
Don't want defenders, don't want receivers to get past them. So I think opening up things a little bit on the offensive side in the passing game, and that'll get that run game going again. Petersburg has been efficient, 6 for 7, but they haven't really been able to kind of find a way. And that's the thing. Find a way when you get down in the red zone. They got to punch it in. A couple times they've been down inside the 15-yard line and been pushed back and have gotten no points out.
Had a blocked field goal on their first drive. It was a 34-yard field goal, and it was a low kick, and it got blocked. And had an opportunity to score in the second quarter to get it maybe to 14-3 or 14-7, and just couldn't punch it in there as well.
Defensively for Williamston there in the second half, I think it's all about containing Nakai Amakri. You can't let him get going. If he gets a long run and stretches the field and maybe gets a long touchdown or something, that they could be in real trouble. So it's all about putting the pressure on Pavona and keeping Amakri in front of you. And for Haslett, it's don't turn the ball over. You got to maintain. Don't turn the ball over. Can't have any penalties.
They've only had one. It was an encroachment penalty, which turned out didn't really matter because Haslett was able to stop Williamston on that drive.
But they just got to run their basic offense. Hand the ball off to Amakri, let him get some first downs, have Pavona roll out. Maybe he can run the ball a little bit himself. He hasn't been that efficient in the passing game, but
safe passes if necessary.
Yes, that kind of thing. And defensively, obviously, they're going to key on Petersburg. They got to keep him in the pocket. He has not done a good job running the ball, and
he fumbled once too.
Has fumbled one time as well. So Haslett defensively, Petersburg is the key for Williamson. If they can keep him contained, they'll be all right here to finish up the second half and maintain their lead. It's 14-0 is a slim lead, but their defense has been playing very well, has Haslett.
Sure has, and they've looked really, really good. As far as week number 8 coming up, Well, we'll have a game next week here on Game 7:30 AM WVF, and we just don't know where yet.
Yes.
Well, obviously, we'll probably do what we did last week. We'll chat on Sunday evening and go over the best games. We're going to try to go to the best game or one of the best games for week number 8. But I can tell you, week number 9, we're looking at Grand Ledge at East Lansing, possibly for the outright CAAC Blue Championship, or at least a share of the title, depending on what happens here. But there's lots of options in week number 8. But week 9, yeah, that's one we're looking at, Grand Ledge at East Lansing.
Should be a good one. Grand Ledge losing at the moment.
21-14 against an excellent Lapeer team who's undefeated at 6-0. But Grand Ledge coming off a massive win over DeWitt, 56-49. Sean Foster, 396 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns. He's going to be in the record book. That's not the all-time record, but he's going to get on the list that you see at MHSAA.com. Massive win for Grand Ledge. If they get in the playoffs, that's going to be why right there.
That game was crazy, 56-49.
And they needed all 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, they did.
Because the last touchdown came with less than a minute to go.
Yep.
Crazy. 12 minutes are on the clock. Haslett's going from left to right across your radio here in quarter number 3. Will King's going to kick off.
Will King kicking off for the Vikings.
For the Vikings. Zach Cribbs back deep for Williamston. He's standing on his own 4-yard line. And we're ready to go. There's the whistle. Here we go. Here's the kick. High and deep. Taken at the 8 by Cribbs. Out over the 10, out over the 20, out over the 30, and he's going to get dragged down at the 33-yard line, so good field position for Williamston. 1st and 10 from there, 5 seconds into this third quarter.
Cribbs has given them kind of like a fourth option here tonight. He's been pretty good in the passing game and some good return there.
They're going to mark him down at the 32-yard line. Still good field position, good starting field position, I should say. Going from right to left in their alternate gray uniforms. And we got a couple of officials that are not in their proper positions here. And let's see. And now here we are. We're ready to go. Petersburg throws it out to the right. It's caught at the 35-yard line, out on the left, taken down at the 36.
That was number 10.
That's number 10. Max McCune, first catch of the game.
Vikings tackle by Zach Narker. 2nd down.
Zach Barker on the tackle.
Narker.
Or Nartker, I'm sorry. Yep, Nartker, backup quarterback, defensive back.
We only got 4 yards, but hey, passing game. It's going to open things up, I'm telling you.
2nd and 6 from the 36.
2nd and 6.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fake handoff, Petersburg's got it. 35, 37, taken down at the 37. Kind of hesitated a little bit too much, and he was taken down by number 14, Braden Stellard.
He was trying to wait for a play to develop, trying to find a hole out there for him to run through, and you're right, he took just a little bit too much time. Had a couple little spaces to try and get through, but the Vikings corralled late.
Gain of 1, 3rd down and 5 from the 37. Big 3rd down here for Williamston. 10:39 to go, third quarter. 5 wide receivers now. Petersburg all by himself, trying to get away from pressure, throws it out, incomplete. Tried to get it to Dunkel, but he was pressured. And Stellard was out there as well. It's 4th down and punt.
Had no time to throw the ball. As soon as he got it, he was back it up, and there was nothing there. And his emergency release valve out there was Dunkel, and the ball was even too far from him.
4th and 5 from the 37. And not what you want if you're Williamston down by 14. The only good thing is only 90 seconds went off the clock. So a quick 3 and out, and you're back in business here if you're Williamston. Nakia Mockery is back deep as he awaits the punt. Good punt. Gets it away. It's angled away at the 30-yard line.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard. They're kicking the ball away from a Nakia Mockery.
Everybody does now.
Because they know the deal.
Yep. They understand.
First and 10, Haslett at the 30, smack right on the 30-yard line. 10:24 to go, third quarter. Haslett leading Williamston 14-0.
First and 10.
Pavona in the gun, Nakia Amakri next to him. Handoff, Amakri. Up the middle, tries to go over right guard. He veers towards right guard. He gets 2, maybe 3 yards before he's taken down at the 33.
Good pursuit by the Hornets there towards the end. Amakri again being patient, looking for a hole, but only got the 3.
Noah Dunkel on the tackle. Miles Keener there as well. 10 minutes to go, third quarter. Second down and 7. Haslett taking their sweet old time.
Up a couple of touchdowns, no need to really hurry.
But not too slow where you lose your tempo or lose your rhythm. Down under 10 seconds on the play clock.
They get a late change.
Down to 5, 4, 3, 2. They're able to get the play off to Amakri. Amakri breaks an initial tackle, gets to the 35, taken down there.
Nakia Amakri, the ball carrier.
He spun away from his first guy.
Zach Wagner on the tackle. It'll be third down.
Haslett was dangerously close to getting a delay a game on that. That last second change of the play.
Yep, they ran the play clock down to 2. 9:03 and counting. Third down and 5 from the 35. Changing the play again. Down under 10 seconds to go. You know, this is by design. You're up by 2 touchdowns. Under 5. Under 2. They get it off at 1. They hand off to Amakri. He goes left side, and he's got the first down. Maybe 40-yard line. We'll see.
It's going to be close.
It is on the far side. The officials say first down. If he got to the 40, it's a first down, and it looks like he did.
He just got to it. The nose of the ball is touching the 40.
So first down for Haslett. 8:25 and counting. Needed 5, just barely got 5.
It didn't look like he was going to get it either. It looked like that the Hornets are going to be able to contain him, but speed kills, like you said, and he got around that first defender.
Pavona in the gun. Man in motion, dropping to throw. Rolling out to the right. Pavona gets away from pressure. And he's going to run out of bounds right at the 40.
Might get 1.
They may give him 1.
Yes, he did.
They will give him 1.
They give him 3.
Second down.
All right, I thought he was a little closer to the 40, but I guess...
I thought maybe he got 1, but we see some interesting spots in high school football sometimes. It'll be second down and officially 7. Ball at the 43-yard line. 8:02 to go. As Pavona went out of bounds.
Second and 7.
He's in the shotgun. Fake handoff, takes it himself. 45-50. He's into Williamston territory. 35-30. 25, taken down at the 20-yard line. Number 1, Joey Mahaney takes him down. Excellent fake there by Pavona. Fake to Amakri. Took it himself. Big-time game. Down to the 19. 38 yards.
Yep.
Doing the quick math in my head, as you were doing probably,
It was
Eric.
taking me a lot longer than you.
7:54 left. Pavona hands off to Amakri. 25-yard line, snowed under there. Great penetration by Williamston. Nothing doing there. Or 19-yard line, rather.
Yeah, excellent job by the Hornets to come in and Amakri try to jump away from somebody, and they weren't going to allow him to get out of that first tackle.
Second down and 10 from the 19. 7:30 to go. Third quarter. A must stop if you're Williamston. Now we're going into a Wildcat formation. Amakri has it himself. Going to go right. Gets around one man. Gets down to the 16-yard line, and that's about it. It'll be third down from there. Haslett does have a field goal kicker, Will King. He's made both extra points tonight. So you're close enough. You can try a field goal in this situation if you don't get it.
Yeah, potentially.
7:13 to go, third quarter. It's 3rd and 7 from the 16. No gimme by any stretch of the imagination, but makeable.
And a much better 3-possession game than a two-possession game. Even if you don't get it, that's fine because they're going to get it at the 20-yard line.
Yep. And you never know when you might need a field goal in a tight situation in the playoffs. Although this is a tight situation here, 2 touchdowns. Here's Pavona throwing out to the right. It's caught. First down at the 6-yard line.
Nice comeback route by D'Angelo Fitzpatrick,
who caught the touchdown pass. Just a simple rollout to the right, and he got it at the 6-yard line. Needed 7, got 10.
Good throw by Pavona. I thought he was going to take off. And he waited and had just enough time to throw it to D'Angelo Fitzpatrick.
Max McCune knocked him out, number 10. 6:46 to go and counting. Wildcat formation again. Amakri inside the 5. Touchdown. Nakai Amakri takes it in from 6 yards out. It's 20-0 Haslett.
It's his second rushing touchdown, and the Wildcat has been effective for them. And Amakri, speed, Brock, is just too much speed to the outside. Hornets are unable to keep him inside.
Will King will kick. The junior kicker on for the extra point. Zach Nartker will hold for him. Here's the snap. Good snap. Placement down. Kick on the way. No good.
Pushed it right.
He missed it. We'll see if that matters later on in this game. But right now, 6:40 to go, third quarter. It's all Haslett right now. They lead it 20-0. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Share the savings at the JCPenney Friends and Family Sale. Through Sunday, use your coupon to rack up an extra 30% off fall essentials for your closet and home, like dress.
Doc Love at Larkin Norman Memorial Field in Williamston. Haslett has just scored again. Nakai Amakri, his second touchdown of the game. This one from 6 yards out. It's 20-0 Vikings. Almost halfway through the third quarter of play.
We're near desperation time for the Williamston Hornets now.
Near. That's exactly right.
Not quite there yet, but...
No. Haslett playing like they're a little bit more desperate than Williamston is. Been the better team tonight through 2.5 quarters. Here's the kick. Taken at the 5. Out to the 20. No further. I think that was Cribbs. I believe it was Zach Cribbs.
Yep.
Out to the 21. They'll mark him, I believe, at the 21. It'll be 1st and 10.
They almost absolutely have to get a touchdown here. We've talked about this a couple of times now.
Field goal does no good now.
No, we talked about this a few times here since even in the second quarter that, well, they're getting kind of in desperation mode, and you're near that right now. You're almost running out of time again because Haslett's been able to work their way down the field and chew up the clock.
6:34 left in the third quarter. 20-0. Haslett over Williamston. 4 wide receivers. Petersburg in the gun. Dropping to throw. Throws it out to the right. It's going to be a halfback option. It's thrown over the middle. It's almost intercepted.
Wow.
And it probably should have been. Number 10, Max McCune, was going to throw it over the middle. It was tipped in the secondary and almost intercepted.
Yeah, Caleb Hammond, who is a backup quarterback for this squad. He's a wide receiver / quarterback.
Well, that was Hammond.
It was Hammond throwing the ball, and there were 3 Vikings in the area. The closest Hornet was about 10 yards downfield.
That was Max McCune, who was the closest one. Yeah, it was tipped by one guy, and there were 2 other guys around. 2nd and 10 from the 21. Petersburg in the gun. Dropping to throw. Trying to get away from pressure. He throws it out to the right. It's caught. That's Dunkel. 30, 35, 37, 38-yard line. First down. Petersburg looked to the left and saw nothing there. He did have some pressure, so he just flared out to the right a little bit and threw a flare pass to Dunkel for a first down.
It was McCune actually out there.
Oh, it was McCune on the far side?
Yeah, Max McCune out there got it. Got 16 yards out of it, though.
Big gain there for Williamston. 6:04 and counting, third quarter. Petersburg dropping to throw. Stays in the pocket. Now he's got to get away. Gets away from pressure. And he's going to get to the 40, maybe the 41. He's able to get 3 out of it. Excuse me.
Good secondary coverage out there by Haslett. And Petersburg had a good pocket and had it for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden, here comes somebody from the backside, feeling the pressure, rolling away from it.
They're only going to give him 2. They say he went out of bounds at the 39-yard line. It was far side. They had a better view of it than we did. 2nd and 8 from the 39. 5:54 to go, third quarter. Haslett up 20-0. Petersburg in the gun. Fake handoff. Throws it out to the right. It's an incomplete pass. They call it incomplete immediately on a screen out to number 10, Max McCune. It was right at his feet, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
And it wouldn't have worked out anyway because there were a couple of Vikings closing in on him. So actually it works out in their favor. They would have lost some yardage, and the clock would have kept rolling if McCune had caught that one. Petersburg threw that one off his back foot, just didn't really have enough on it.
Little surprised they're abandoning the run here with Noah Dunkel?
Nope.
5:51 to go, 3rd and 8 from their own 39-yard line. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Petersburg in the gun. Dropping to throw, trying to get away from pressure. Looking. He's going to throw it high and deep. There's 2 wide receivers, and it's caught. There's a late flag. It's caught, and it's going to be a touchdown. Hold on on the flag.
Noah
Dunkel on the catch. If it stands, it's a 61-yard touchdown, but there's a flag back here at the 32-yard line.
There's a couple of flags, actually.
We're going to wait and see.
I think it's going to be defensive pass interference, Brock.
If it is, it's a touchdown.
It is.
It is. So count the touchdown. Williamston is on the board, trailing 20-6.
That was a dangerous pass.
Desperation pass, really.
Dunkel just took it away from somebody. There were a couple of Hornets down there trying to get the ball. There were a couple of Vikings in that vicinity as well. And Dunkel just goes up there, tipped it to himself, caught it for his 2nd time.
Stayed in bounds and got the touchdown.
Yeah.
20-6. Just what the doctor ordered for Williamston.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging gate play here. Got a whole bunch of guys out to the right. You've got the center looking to hike the ball to Petersburg. Let's see what they do. They're going to go for 2. Over to Dunkel. Dunkel trying to get in. He doesn't.
Nope. Why do that there, Brock? I question that call. You needed touchdowns and extra points. You're not in a 2-point situation yet. You get to the 2 points if you want to, add on.
They do get closer, 20-6.
I'm a fan of the play calling. I'm not a fan of that play calling, though.
But Williamston got a score. They absolutely had to have it. Even though it was really a desperate throw by Petersburg on 3rd down, Noah Dunkel made a heck of a play, like you said, to tip it to himself. Then he was able to stay in bounds and take it into the end zone. So now, with 5:48 to go in the 3rd quarter, Williamston.
They're in business now.
And an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Haslett, I believe, because they're going to kick off from the Haslett 45-yard line.
It must have been after.
That must have been after, yeah. 2nd penalty of the game.
Noah Goudreau kicking off for the Hornets.
Noah Goudreau going to kick off for the Hornets, wearing number 86. Hey, if you're Williamston, onside kick here?
Not yet.
You're at the Haslett 45-yard line. Haslett making some late substitutions.
Bringing the hands team on, maybe? Maybe they're thinking that onside.
They're thinking onside kick. Ball's not even ready for play yet. They've not whistled it into play. Hey, it's something you at least think about right now. And now we got a whistle.
Ball's ready.
Ball's ready for play. I thought there was going to be a flag for 12 men on the field. Nope. Here's the kick. And it's going to be high and short and taken by a Mockery at the 1. Out to the 5, he goes out to the right, and he slips and falls down inside the 15. Well, that worked out about as good as you could have hoped for Williamston.
Yes.
5:42 to go. Dangerous to kick the ball to Nakia Mockery. But now Haslett's pinned inside their own 15-yard line. If you're Williamston, you get a 3 and out. You get the ball back in good field position.
Their defense gave up a touchdown on the last drive.
They did. Let's see if Haslett can chew up some clock here, like they did on the first drive of the second half. Isaac Pavona in the gun. Man in motion, 2 wide receivers left, a Mockery next to him. They're going to hand off to a Mockery, 15, 20, 21-yard line, close to a first down. He might have it depending on the spot. He does get the spot. Wow. It is a first down.
I thought he was a yard shy, but we were at a different angle, so he got right there to 10.
5:30 and counting third quarter. Haslett 20, Williamston 6. Pavona in the gun, a Mockery next to him. Going to hand to a Mockery, breaks through the line, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He might get chased down. No, a Mockery evades the man. He's going to go. It's a touchdown for Haslett.
78 yards? It was at the 22, wasn't it?
78-yard touchdown. Nakia Mockery, his third of the game. And Haslett's up 3 scores again.
I thought for sure he was going to get bottled up about a yard or 2 past the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden, there he goes.
78 yards.
His third touchdown of the game.
And that's why Division I schools are looking at the junior.
Well, they didn't chew up any clock, Brock.
No, but they did score, and that's a good thing as well for Haslett. Will King going to kick the extra point. He missed the last one. Snap is good. The placement down. The kick on the way.
That one's through.
That one's through, just inside the left upright. And with 5:02 to go, third quarter, Haslett leading 27-6 over Williamston. A 30-second break, and we're back on the game. 7:30 AM WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Cherry Creek Mortgage Company prides itself on quick and accurate pre-qualifications, common sense underwriting, and superior customer service. We've been servicing the capital area for over a decade. We have the experience, knowledge, and network.
Here at Larkin Nortman Memorial Field, Nakia Mockery has just scored his third touchdown of the game. He's well over 100 yards rushing tonight. He keeps going, he'll end up with over 200 yards. 27-6 Haslett. 5:02 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, it took him 46 seconds to score between Williamston and Haslett.
And in between the Haslett first touchdown of this half and the Williamston touchdown, 52 seconds.
Yes.
We've had 3 touchdowns in a minute and 38 seconds.
Big plays.
Man. Here's the kick by Will King. Taken at the 10. 15, 20, 25. Out to the 30, 31, maybe the 32-yard line. I think that was Cribbs.
He hurdled the guy. Kept on going. Yep, it was Cribbs.
See where they mark him at the 31, maybe the 32.
$31.
31-yard line. We literally have to wait. We see such we've had some interesting spots tonight, so we'll just wait until they put the ball on the ground and then call it from there.
Williamson's back in desperation mode again. Defense couldn't get a stop, so the offense has got to score again.
That's why I might have onside kicked here at the Haslett 45-yard line after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the missed 2-point conversion. Petersburg throws it out to the left. Halfback option. They're going to pass it back to Petersburg. He's got it. He's got a first down. 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Pushed out of bounds at the 30. Nice halfback option pass. It was one of those double passes. Who was that? It was
Hammond again. He tried to throw it downfield last time and it was almost picked off. That time
Caleb Hammond, yeah.
They changed it up, threw it back to Petersburg.
Big time gain there. From the 31 to the 35, 19, 34 yards.
Yep.
4:43. Clock is stopped right now.
Well, 36 technically, because it was at the 19, right? So.
From the 31. 31 to the 50,
right. Yep.
and then the 35. Yep.
First and 10.
Petersburg in the gun. Dunkel next to him, dropping straight to throw, throwing out to the left. It's caught, 35, 30, 25-yard line, maybe a first down. I think it is. That is
10.
Max McCune. Gain of 11, down to the 24, first and 10. 4:35 and counting. Clock is running. This ball is ready for play.
Vikings tackle by Dawson Rowe.
Dawson Rowe on the tackle. Petersburg in the gun again. Dropping to throw. Throws it high. Caught inside the 10. 5. Touchdown.
McCune.
Petersburg pass complete to Max McCune.
Petersburg to Max McCune.
35 yards?
24 yards, I believe.
Was it? All right. I was looking at the scoreboard. The scoreboard was wrong.
Yeah, because they got 11 on the from the 35. They got 11,
right. Yep.
and then 24 yards. Petersburg to McCune.
His second touchdown pass tonight.
24-yard touchdown, and now Williamston's going to go for one here. Who's that kicking? High snap.
86.
Kick is away. It's inside the right upright and good. That's number 86, Noah Goodrow. And with 4:11 to go, we've had 4 touchdowns in 2.5 minutes of game time.
Yep. We only had 2 touchdowns the whole first half.
And so, with 4:11 to go in the third quarter, it's 27-13 Haslett. Man, Williamston has basically abandoned the run here, but they've able to make some plays through the air.
But they got to rely on their defense, and the defense has not been there here in the third quarter.
24 yards on that touchdown. Alex Petersburg to Max McCune.
It's been quite the offensive barrage here.
Long way to go. 4:11 in the third quarter, folks.
It's 8:42 right now. This game could go till 9:30.
Definitely. Well, geez, we've had a couple of games with DeWitt that have gone nearly 3 hours.
Yes.
Noah Goodrow going to kick off from his own 40. Nakia Mockery back deep. They're going to kick it high and short. Ball hits the ground at the 20. Is it going to go out of bounds? It does go out of bounds. Now, if you're Haslett, what do you do here? Do you make him take a 5-yard penalty and kick it again? I probably would.
Just to use some more time?
Or to give Nakia Mockery another chance to kick the ball off.
Steve Kirsten's over there saying, did Mockery touch the ball and then it went out of bounds?
If it's touched.
If he touches it and it goes out of bounds, that's it. That's where they get it.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what Kirsten is doing.
He's out.
He is way out into the field. He's close to getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And one of the officials escorts him back to his sideline. I think Haslett's just going to take the ball.
They're going to take the ball at the 35-yard line. Okay. Which is their right to do. You have options. This isn't like the NFL where when they kick it out of bounds, you get it at, the 35 or the 40-yard line?
I think it's the 40 now.
First and 10 from their own 35-yard line. 4:11 to go. Haslett leading Williamston 27-13. Isaac Pavona hands off to a Mockery. He's got room if he can get around the corner. 40, 45, 46-yard line, first down. He was taken down by number 3, Brooks Klein.
But he got 11.
He got 11. Couldn't quite get all the way around the corner. If he did, he'd have scored another touchdown.
I think he stayed in bounds, too.
First and 10, 46-yard line. Hand off a Mockery. Short side, nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage by Joey Mahaney.
Yeah, chased him down from behind.
6th tackle of the game unofficially for Mahaney. That's a loss of 1, maybe Nope, no gain. He got back to the line of scrimmage, 46-yard line. So 2nd and 10 from the 46. 3:42 and counting, third quarter. Haslett up 27-13.
I write it down, then they change it every time.
2nd and 10.
High snap. Handoff, fake handoff, that's Pavona. He's into Williamston territory, and he could go. He's outrunning everybody. 20, 10, 5, taken down at the 4-yard line.
McCune run him down?
McCune ran him down at the 4-yard line. Excellent fake. And he went over left side and got a big gain.
They're down to the 3. Where did it start at?
46. 51 yards.
Yep.
First and goal from the 3.
The last 2 carries by Pavona have been 38 and 51. Defense trying to key in on a Mockery.
Understandably so.
They keep drifting his way. And now here he is in the Wildcat again, Brock.
Wildcat. A Mockery. Right side, whistle. That's going to be a legal motion.
Yep. Somebody
Easy call there.
Early for Haslett.
And it might have been a Mockery. That's one of them that moved early. Only the 3rd penalty of the game for Haslett for 25 yards. Williamston's had 3 penalties for 20 yards. So it'll knock them back to the 8-yard line. First and goal from the 8. 3:06 to go, third quarter. Clock running as the clock does restart, as it was a live ball situation.
Back to Wildcat.
Back to Wildcat. A Mockery goes right side. Inside the 10, inside the 5, struggling down to the 2, maybe the 3, maybe the 2.
Mikhail Mockery, the ball carrier.
And now we got a whistle and a stoppage. A flag down.
Chop block. I just saw a referee make that illegal.
Personal foul, chop block Haslett.
Yep.
15-yard penalty.
That's usually when a guy is being blocked by someone and then someone else comes in and goes low on them.
Yep. So many defensive players have gotten hurt on that play. Really countless players.
Yes.
That's why it's illegal.
The NFL has really cut down on that one, too. No pun intended.
You know what? You don't see very many chop blocks. Because players know, A, it's illegal, and B, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Even though it's a contact and collision sport, you can seriously injure somebody.
You could end somebody's career
and end somebody's career. And, there may be guys on the other team you don't like, but you don't want to do something like that to them.
There's enough respect for them that way.
Exactly. In most cases. Not every case, unfortunately. Pavona dropping back to throw. Trying to get away from pressure, and he's sacked at the 25-yard line. As the ball went all the way back to the 23-yard line, he's sacked at the 25. It'll be technically second and goal from the 25.
Actually, the 26 now.
It's a 3-yard loss. Back to the 26. Man, 2 huge penalties for Haslett is now going to make it very difficult for them to get any points here. They do have a kicker in Will King, and they may have to take a field goal here.
Well, they're going to need some more yards just to get in a better field position right now.
Second down from the 26. The down marker says third, but it's second down. Handoff, a Mockery. 25, gets away. Oh, he got tripped up at the 20.
Shoestring tackle out there by number 3. That's Brooks Klein.
Down to the 20-yard line. Down marker says 4. Scoreboard says third.
It is third down. Well, the referee said it's fourth down again.
They're going to confer. I think they're going to try to get this right. Hang on. There's going to be an official timeout here. They're going to get this right.
Well, they were wrong in the first half. We talked about that at nauseam.
Right before the half. Thankfully, it didn't matter.
But this one could.
It's third down. They're going to confer. This is good officiating here. They're going to get together.
Everybody's
going
to get together. Yeah.
Everybody's getting together
because it was first down was the chop block, right? No, it was the false start.
False start.
Then there was a chop block.
Yes.
And then that's
and then the sack.
The sack.
And then a Mockery. That should be third down. And now they got the down marker right. Yes. They got it right.
Okay.
Ball's at the 21-yard line. It's third down and goal from the 21. 1:29 to go, third quarter. Been a long third quarter. Clock is running. Pavona in the gun. Dropping to throw. Feeling the pressure. Throwing it high and deep. Whistle, flag. Going to be pass interference.
Yep. Or holding, one of the two.
Yep.
It's going to be pass
easy call. I could see the corner.
Yeah.
He was hanging on.
They were trying to get D'Angelo Fitzpatrick out there in the end zone.
Now, if it's pass interference,
it is.
It's a 15-yard penalty, and it would move them to the 11-yard line. It'd still be third down. I don't believe it's an automatic first down.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Still third.
But it is a 15-yard penalty. Pass interference, not a spot foul in high school or in college.
Well, it's third and goal.
Third and goal from the 11, I believe. Yep, third and goal from the 11. The side judge had that call all the way.
Yes.
1:20 to go, third quarter, and now we got another whistle.
Just making sure everything was correct.
Sure, yep, they've got it. It's third down and goal from the 11. Pavona in the gun. A Mockery next to him. Fake to a Mockery. Pavona's got it. Inside the 10, down to the 8, down to the 7-yard line. And this is going to be an interesting fourth down call here. You're down to 1:08 and counting in the third quarter. You're up 14, and they're going to send the field goal unit on.
This is a good call. I agree with this one completely. Now, you and I were talking about in the second quarter about going for field goals and touchdowns, and we were in disagreement. This one I like.
Will King is going to come on and try a 24-yard field goal from the right hash mark. Under a minute to go. Here's the snap. Snap is high. Gets it down. Kick on the way. It's through.
Nailed it.
Good. And Haslett leads at 30-13.
Flag on the play, Brock. Hold on a second.
Oh, excuse me.
This is after the play, I believe.
Dead ball, personal foul on Williamston.
Okay.
They'll just penalize that on the kickoff, I believe. That's what they want to do.
Yep, because it was after the kick.
Yep. So a big 24-yard field goal for Will King with 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Haslett's up 30-13.
Makes it a 2-score or 3-score game.
That's the fifth penalty of the night on Williamston for 50 yards. Haslett's committed 4 penalties for 40 yards. And we still got another quarter to go. This third quarter has taken a long time.
Been a lot of scoring. We've had 4 touchdowns and a field goal.
And a lot of other stoppages as well. No timeouts were called, surprisingly. Morris leading Montebello 50-12, start of the fourth quarter. So it looks like Morris is going to get back on the winning track and get to 6-1. Will King's going to kick off from the Williamston 45. He may just bomb this out of the end zone. I don't think he's going to try an onside kick here. Or high and short. We'll see what happens. Kicks it through the end zone. Touchback. It was a low line drive. But Williamston's going to take over on their own 20 with 32 seconds left in the quarter.
It's up to that Williamston offense. The defense at least got a stop as far as no touchdowns that time. And the Hornets have scored in their last 2 drives.
Well, they got that going for them.
They found a little bit of a groove. Had some big plays.
First and 10 from the 20. 32 seconds left, third quarter. Winner of this game, at worst, finishes second in the CAAC Red. Alex Petersburg dropping to throw. Flare screen to Dunkel. 25, 30, 32, 33-yard line, first down. That is Dunkel, 13 yards there. Just middle screen, just flared it right over the on-rushing pass rushers. Nakia Mockery in on the tackle. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. This is probably the last play of the quarter. Petersburg looking to throw. Now he's going to run 35, 40, 45. First down to the 46. Heck of a run by Petersburg. And that's the end of quarter number 3. 36 minutes down, 12 more to go. It's Haslett leading Williamston 30-13. Come on back for the fourth. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
Fill your free time with family fun for one low price. It's the Family Fun Card. Get $550 in value for just $99. Here's just a sample.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love back at Larkin Norman Memorial Field, getting set to start the fourth quarter of play. Haslett leading Williamston 30-13. 12 minutes are on the clock. Williamston going to be going from left to right here in this fourth quarter. Alex Petersburg, Williamston's quarterbacks, just got a first down on a quarterback draw. Needed 10, got 10 up to his own 45-yard line. He's lined up in the shotgun. Noah Dunkel next to him. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Now Dunkel will go out in motion, and he'll line up as a wide receiver. Petersburg in the gun, dropping to throw. Another flare screen over the middle, 50-yard line, 45 down to the 43-yard line, first down.
That was Mahaney that time.
Joey Mahaney on the catch. He gets 12 to the 43-yard line of Haslett. And they are in a full hurry up now, down 3 scores.
Yep.
Stellard on the tackle. Braden Stellard, number 14.
Williamson doesn't normally huddle anyway.
20 seconds into this fourth quarter. Dropping to throw again is Petersburg. He pump fakes. Now he's going to take off. 40, 35, 30. First down. Can he hold on to the ball? They're trying to strip the ball. He's down at the 28-yard line.
Petersburg rushes it in for a Hornets first down.
Got 16 on that one. Down to the 28.
It's his 15th carry of the ball game.
First and 10 from the 28. $11-14 and counting. Fourth quarter. Petersburg in the gun. Fakes the throw. Going to take it himself. Gets inside the 25, maybe the 24.
And high snap. Was able to haul it in.
Kind of messed up the timing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to get 4 out of it, though, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
Tackled by Brody Quinn.
Brody Quinn on the tackle. 2nd and 6.
Second and 8.
10:37 to go. Petersburg dropping. Throws it out to the left. It's caught. 15-yard line. Down to the 11-yard line. They're trying to strip the ball as Haslett. Unsuccessful. Zach Cribbs is complete, and he's got a first down at the 11-yard line.
Get 13 through the air that time.
First and 10 from the 11. 10-20 and counting.
First and 10.
Petersburg in the gun. Dropping to throw. Rolls out to the right, throws it out to Dunkel. Breaks a tackle at the 15. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Gets a block. Touchdown. 11 yards.
Yep.
Touchdown, Williamston.
It's the second receiving touchdown for Dunkel of the game and the third passing for Petersburg. Well, they did it quickly, Brock.
11 yards, just what the doctor ordered. It's 30-19. Plenty of time left. 10:07 left. And on to kick the extra point is Noah Goudreau. Both teams have missed an extra point tonight. Here's the snap. Good. Placement down. Kick on the way. Good.
Kick is good.
So hold everything, folks. It's a ball game again.
Mm-hmm.
Haslett leading Williamston 30-20 with 10:07 left. A 30-second, let's hold off on that. No, let's take a 30-second break. I changed my mind again. A 30-second break and we're back on the game 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Oh, hey, about to start a load. On hot? You know, washing in cold water with Tide can save you up to $150 a year on your energy bill. $150? The lower the temp.
We're set up for a wild finish here as the Williamston offense has awoken and made this a ball game. It's 30-20. Haslett leading Williamston. And as we cross the 9 o'clock hour, I want to let you know you're listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage. The game 7:30 a.m. WVFN East Lansing, a Town Square media station. Goudreau kicking off. High and short. It's fair caught. Fumbled by Haslett. They're going to recover at their own 27-yard line. Again, kicking it away from Nakia Mockery.
Yep.
That was
Dawson Rowe.
Dawson Rowe. He didn't catch it cleanly, but there was not enough. There weren't any Williamston players around him, so he just fell on the ball at his own 27-yard line. 10:06 left in regulation. Haslett 30, Williamston 20. They're going to mark it at the 28-yard line.
That was smart, though, to call the fair catch. Because if he'd actually caught it, that's it. You're good. Nobody can actually do anything, right? So,
but you still have to catch the ball.
If he'd actually caught it, it would have been great.
Right, dead play. But no, he didn't quite catch it. They're going to hand off to a Mockery out of the gun. 30-yard line, 33-yard line. And now we got...
The ball came out.
It did come out at the very end. Williamston says they have it, but the officials say no. I don't think. They're going to mark a Mockery out at the 34, maybe the 35. Big game there.
Yeah, 35. Look at 8.
Try the 36.
Pushed out of bounds by Miles Keener and Alex.
He got 9 on that play. 9:58 to go in regulation.
Second and 1.
Pavona hands to a Mockery. Not much there, didn't need much. Think he got the first down. It's going to depend on the spot, and I think he got it.
We needed the 37. Yep.
On the tackle for the Hornets.
Oh, they say it's third down.
Wow. So he didn't get anything?
He didn't quite get there. It looks like he needs a half a yard. Again, we've seen some interesting spots tonight.
Yes.
$9:17 to go. It's third and short. A Mockery takes it himself. He's got the first down. 40-yard line, late flag. This is coming back. It's going to be a hold, Doc. And it's going to be third down and 10.5. Yeah. Yep. Hold. You can see that on the left side of the line, Doc.
Yep.
The left tackle.
Offensive holding. 10 yards.
Correct call. And it's going to be third and 10.5, maybe 11, with 9:08 to go.
Wow.
And what looked like an almost certain Haslett win is now a lot more up for debate now. Nine minutes remaining. The clock is running.
Third and 10.
That just shows you how costly some penalties are.
Yeah.
And now Williamston's going to jump into the neutral zone and give 5 back.
All right.
6th penalty on the night for Williamston. Haslett's committed 5. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 from the 32-yard line. Pavona in the gun. He's all by himself right now. 5 wide receivers. 8:30 and counting.
Third and 8.
Throws it out to the right. It's caught. 35, 40, 45. Is that Fitzpatrick or a Mockery?
That's a Mockery.
On just a flanker screen, a Mockery has it. That's Corey Mockery, not Nakia Mockery.
Okay.
Corey, his little brother, just a freshman. And a big first down for Haslett.
First down.
Gets it out to the 46-yard line. Got 14 on that play. And And we're down towards 8 minutes. Pavona in the pistol, Nakia Mockery behind him. 3 wide receivers and a wing on the right. Handoff, Nakai. 45, 50. Into Williamston territory to the 49, maybe the 48. If it's the 48, he got 6.
Nakia Mockery, the ball carrier. Hornets tackled by...
Nope, he got 5 to the 49.
Second down.
Stayed in bounds, too. That was key.
Yep.
He's been able to get to the outside numerous times. There's not been too many times that the Hornets have been able to contain him inside the tackle box.
Ball at the Williamston 49-yard line. Haslett up 10. Taking their sweet time right now.
Trying to burn as much clock as they can.
Under 10 on the play clock. Handoff, fake handoff. Pavona's got it, sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Joey Mahaney with the sack. He's been their best defensive player tonight, Don.
Yeah, he's been out there trying to do as much as he can.
I got 7 tackles for him. He's probably got more than that.
More than likely. They lose 6 yards on that. Pavona generally hands off on that play. Thought he'd keep it that time, but Mahaney was waiting.
3rd down and 11, back to the 46-yard line of Haslett, their own 46. 6:29 and counting, 4th quarter.
Time running out for Williamston.
If you stop them here, do you call timeout to stop the clock?
Potentially. I think it's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Think about it. Pavona, straight back to throw. Rolls away from the pressure. He throws it out to the right. It's caught, but taken down at the 44-yard line.
It's a Mockery.
It's
Nakia
Mockery, a 2-yard loss, and it's 4th down.
Oliver Brown with the tackle.
Oliver Brown on the tackle. And it's 4th and long.
Well, they're going to let the clock roll, I guess.
Save the 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
Well, you can afford to do that right now.
Yep.
You got half the quarter to go.
So if you can hurry up and score here, then you stop. You want those timeouts.
Which they've done. Yep, which they've done.
So Haslett will let the clock roll down as much as possible before they snap it.
If you're Haslett, you might even think about calling a timeout. Just run the clock down and call time. We're down under 10. Down to 5, 4, 3. Here's the snapback, and the kick is up and away. Fair catch. No, it's fumbled. It's fumbled. Now they scrum for it, and I think Haslett's got it.
No, I think Williamston got it back.
No, Williamston did get it back at the 21-yard line. Break for Williamston. That was almost disaster. Couldn't quite see who that was.
That was 82 back there for Williamston. Jack Kittinger.
5:18 to go, 4th quarter. Haslett leading Williamston 30-20.
We've seen a couple of those fair catches now. The kickoff. And
one on each team.
Yeah,
yep.
Haslett, he lost that one, and then Kittinger lost that one.
Can Williamston score quickly and make it a 1-score game? Well, we're about to find out.
Well, they've done it a couple times here in the second half.
5:18 to go. Alex Petersburg, the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Dropping to throw. Looking. Throws over the middle. Almost caught. Intercepted. Yes, it is, I think. We're going to wait and see what the officials say. Yes.
Nakia Mockery.
Nakia Mockery on the tip. Intercepted. And the first turnover of the game gives Haslett the ball in Williamston territory.
Good pocket back there for Petersburg. Dropping, waiting, throwing. He had Hammond wide open.
The officials are talking, Doc.
Yeah, he had Hammond wide open in the middle. Hammond couldn't hold on to it. It went up into the air, the old tip drill. And Nakia Mockery picks it off.
And it is a pick. And Haslett gets the ball right back.
You said first turnover of the ball game, the most costly time to do it, too.
5:11 to go. And now if you're Williamston, you got to use timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
First and 10.
Maybe not on this series of downs. Oh, and now a messed up snap that Nakia Mockery got. It went over Pavona's head. A Mockery alert enough to grab the tip, and he was able to get some yardage out of it.
He got one. Johnny on the spot, Nakia Mockery.
Could have been a disaster there.
Yeah, the ball has gotten loose a few times here in the second half.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Gain of 1. He did well just to get one out of that.
I mean, they were lucky not to turn the ball over.
4:40 and counting. We're down to 5 on the play clock. Pavona in the gun, in the pistol rather.
Nope.
And now they're going to have to take a timeout. Nope, or a delay a game. They're going to take a delay a game, I think.
Yeah, they're miscommunication. Guys didn't know where to line up.
Delay.
Pavona was trying to direct guys to go to the right spot, but it was too late. They were under 5 in the play clock.
Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts. That's the 6th penalty of the game on Haslett for 55 yards. Williamston, 6 penalties for 55 yards.
How about that?
4:21 to go, and I think Haslett's going to take a timeout.
Yep.
Yes, they will. They'll take their first timeout of the second half, and we'll take our final timeout of regulation. It's Haslett 30, Williamston 20. Coming back for the finish on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN, brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority.
The game, 7:30 a.m. This day in sports history.
October 7, 2012, Drew Brees breaks Johnny Unitas' record for consecutive games with a touchdown pass at 48 games, a record he still holds at 54. And in 1916, Georgia Tech, coached by John Heisman, defeated Cumberland by a score of 222-0. So if you had Cumberland plus 221 in the under, sadly you lost that one.
Lansing's only sports station. The game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN.
Brock Palmbush, Eric Doc Love. Haslett leading Williamston 30-20. We're down to 4:21 left in regulation. Haslett's got a second down at 14 at the Williamston 47-yard line. Pavona in the gun, Nakia Mockery next to him. And now we got a legal motion. Well, you know what? Coach Brad Thomas is going to have some tape that he's going to be showing the guys that are just like, guys, what are you doing here?
Yeah, yep. Clean it up. We're trying to finish off the ball game.
The wide receiver on the right side just took off a count too early.
It was D'Angelo Fitzpatrick.
That's just one where you just tell him, what are you doing?
Watch the ball.
Second down and 19. 4:21 to go. Nakia Mockery gets the jet sweep handoff. He's into Williamston territory, 50, 45, down to the 42-yard line. And it'll be third down and long. But much more makeable here for Haslett. It'll be third and about 8 maybe?
Yeah, right
8
around
or 9. 4 minutes to go. Williamston has all 3 of their timeouts left, electing not to use one here. They might if they get a stop here on third down. Down to 3:45. Clock, a major factor here.
Third and 9.
Pavona in the gun. Fake handoff to a Mockery. He's going to take it himself, get inside the 40 to the 39. And it's a good thing he didn't hand it off to Nakia Mockery because there was great penetration by Williamston. And they get the stop to the 39. It'll be fourth down. And, hey, I got a prediction right. I thought Williamston would call timeout after third down.
They did.
They did.
You said if they get a stop, they'll probably use one.
And they did. 4th and 6 from the 39-yard line of Williamston. So both teams have 2 timeouts left. And we want to tell you once again, tonight's broadcast and all season long of high school football brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt. Serving home buyers throughout the mid-Michigan area. Give them a call at 517-580-5050 and ask about any kind of home loan and or mortgage. And the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Go visit them on the web at lansingsports.org. Mike Price, Megan Zemer, their great staff, bringing national events to the mid-Michigan year-round. Well, almost year-round. You know what I mean.
This was half an hour ago, but started the fourth, Ovid Elsie 14, New Lothrop 13.
That would be a huge win for Travis Long and Ovid Elsie. Final score, Morris Let me make sure I get this right here. Morris over Montebello 50-12. Morris is now 6-1. Haslett's going for it. They're going to line up to go for it on 4th and 6. Wow.
Are they going to pooch punt? Yes.
Maybe pooch punt. Yes, they're going to do it. Nakia Mockery is backing out into punt formation. High snap, gets away, and he falls on it at Williamston territory. So,
wow.
And he lands on the ground, and Williamston's going to take over at the Haslett 48.
Well,
right idea, bad execution.
Exactly. I don't know why you don't just go for your regular punt team at that point, because, I mean, they weren't fooling anybody. They weren't going to go for it. That was obvious, but it backfires on them.
Yep.
And Nakia Mockery, at least the wherewithal to fall on the ball and try and pick it up and do something with it.
Well, once you fall in the high school, once you fall on the ground to pick it up, you can't, not
well, I'm
the
just
NFL.
Saying, instead of him trying to scoop it up and do something, he fell on it.
Yeah.
Instead of, it could have been even more disastrous.
And it could even be more disastrous.
Life again for the Hornets.
So the Hornets are not done yet. 3:24 to go. Alex Petersburg in the gun. Dropping to throw. Looking out to the left. He's got a man there. 40. 35-yard line pushed out of bounds there.
Cribbs.
Petersburg pass complete.
That's Cribbs, and it's a first down to the 35-yard line. Gain of 13. D'Angelo Fitzpatrick knocked him out of bounds. 3:18, 3:17. 36-yard line, rather. So it's a gain of 12. What a wild game tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
First and
10, 36-yard line. Petersburg dropping to throw. Looking, gets away from the pressure. He's going to run for it. Knocked out of bounds, 33-yard line. They'll stop the clock, 2:54 to go.
Did a little bit to get, 3 yards out of it? Yep. Good coverage in the secondary by Haslett.
Yep.
Forced Petersburg to take off. He had that clock rolling in his head. He's like, I got to go. I've been in the pocket too long.
And they only gave him 2 to the 34.
Okay. See, every time I write it down.
I know.
Every
like
time.
I said, you see interesting spots in high school football.
Every time. I have so many corrections, but I don't use a pencil.
Petersburg in the gun. Dropping to throw. Looking. Can he get away from pressure? He does. Still looking. Throws it high and deep. He's got a man there. Incomplete.
Oh.
Looking for Joey Mahaney. It was just over his head. Good coverage out there. Was that
Mockery?
or Alex Chamberlain, number 3?
Yeah, there you go. Yep. It was a good idea to scramble around, and Mahaney
nearly made a play.
He went back. You're right. Almost did, but the ball just a little bit too high.
Now, if you had a field goal kicker that could kick 50-yard field goals, you might kick a field goal if you get a 4th down, but they're too far away, really.
You're not going to find too many 50-yard field goal kickers in high school.
It's 3rd down, so you would think 2 downs to make 8 yards. You would think. Man in motion. Petersburg in the gun. Whistle,
Offside.
flag.
Yep.
And it's going to be 5 free yards, I believe.
D-line jumped, got into the neutral zone.
Maybe by design. We've seen it a few times tonight. 8th penalty for Haslett for 65 yards, and it makes it a much more makeable 3rd and 4. 2:45 left in regulation. And certainly you'd think 2 downs to make 4 yards.
Yep.
Petersburg in the gun. Noah Dunkel next to him. Dropping to throw is Petersburg. Getting away from pressure. He throws it out. Caught at the 25-yard line. First down. That was Mahaney. He needed 4. He got 5. First down Hornets. Clock stopped to move the chains. 2:36 to go. Now the clock is moving.
A little short out route by Mahaney.
Yep. Ball on the right hash. Petersburg in the gun again. Dropping to throw. Looking, throws it out to the right. Caught at the 19-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and short. That Mahaney again? No, it's not. It's Brooks Klein.
Yep.
Pass complete to Joey Mahaney at the 20-yard line.
Well, they say Mahaney.
They say Mahaney was Brooks Klein. Yep. Gain of 5.
Pass complete to Brooks Klein.
Petersburg dropping to throw. He's going to throw it deep into the end zone. It's over everybody's head.
Yep. Looking for Klein again.
It'll be 3rd down.
You're okay with that shot on 2nd down. Throwing it down. It's out of bounds. Stop. The clock stops.
Yep. 3rd down and 5. Now, here's where a field goal is possible. If you don't get it, on third down here on 3rd and 5. It's a 37-yard field goal. Much more makeable than 54 yards.
Well, yes.
Although they had a 30-plus yard field goal blocked in the first drive on their first drive of the game.
Pro guys don't always make 54 yards. Ask Austin Seibert.
There's a few other pro guys that haven't made those field goals this year. Petersburg, he's going to take the snap, take it himself inside the 20, 16-yard line, out of bounds.
Come up a little
and it's
short.
4th down.
Yeah, going to come up a little short on that. Designed quarterback run to the outside, but they went to the short side of the field, so there wasn't as much space for him to run, and Haslett noticed it, and they got over there in time.
4th down and 3. He got to the 18-yard line. It's a 35-yard field goal from here.
I think they're going to go for it.
But they're going to line up to go for it. Maybe try and draw him off. Play of the game, 1:57 to go. Dropping to throw is Petersburg. Throws, middle, caught inside the 10, 1st down.
Nice job hanging onto the ball.
Who is that?
Cribbs again.
Cribbs again. 1:50 to go. Ball down at the 7-yard line.
Got 10.
Here we go. Petersburg, 1st and goal from the 7, dropping to throw. Throws out the left. It's Dunkel inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown! That is Noah Dunkel, isn't it?
Yes, it is. His 3rd receiving touchdown of the ball game. And the muff snap by Haslett gave the Hornets some life, and they got it in the end zone pretty quick, too.
30-26 with 1:36 to go. And now what do we got here? Oh, we got a man down.
Yeah.
Not many injuries tonight, thankfully.
Yep. Someone down for Haslett.
1:36 to go.
Now he got onside and a couple of timeouts.
Wild one here tonight at Larkin Norton Memorial Field.
I tell you what's going to come back and maybe hurt them, trying to go for 2 earlier in the ball game and not getting it. Because if they go for 1, you got 28-30, and you would only need a field goal to get the win.
The game. Instead of field goal, might tie.
Yes.
They got to make this, though.
Yep. Well, you got to get the onside first.
But if you don't get it, you still have 2 timeouts left. Haslett can't quite run the clock out. Heck of a ball game here tonight.
I'm thoroughly entertained.
Noah Goudreau's going to kick the extra point. Here's the snap. High snap. Gets it down. Kick on the way. Good.
Okay.
It's good from Noah Goudreau.
30-27 Haslett with 1:36 to go. And now we await the onside kick.
Good comeback by Williamston. It looked like Haslett was going to run away from it here in the second half.
Showing some heart, coming back, yes. They've taken advantage of a couple of mistakes. And their offense has woken up. No points in the first half. They have scored all 27 points in the second half. 13 points in the third quarter.
14 points in the fourth.
14 in the fourth. Haslett scored 16 points in the third quarter, but have not scored here in the fourth. And they're just looking to hang on to the ball here.
Well, we have a CAAC white winner. Portland has defeated Atlanta Catholic Brock 33-14.
And we got a timeout here.
Wonder if Haslett called timeout? Or is this an official's timeout?
Not sure. I didn't see a signal.
Yeah, nobody said anything. I didn't see anybody make a signal. Maybe they called timeout beforehand.
Not sure the ball was ready for play. There's not been an official announcement on whether there was a timeout or not, although both teams have gone to the sidelines. with 1:36 to go. If anybody was going to call timeout, probably would be Haslett.
I think it was just an official.
I think it was too. Noah Goodrow, number 86, the senior kicker. He's going to kick off.
Noah Goodrow kicking off for the Hornets. Nakai Mockery back deep for the Vikings.
10 guys within 10 yards.
Yes. They kick it out of bounds.
Yeah. Too hard. That one didn't have enough bounce in it.
I think he was trying to hit somebody.
Mm-hmm. Maybe have a ricochet off.
Yep. We've seen that happen before. Well, it doesn't work, and now Haslett will take over. And 1 first down ends this game for him.
Williamston with 2 timeouts.
Officials are going to confer again. Yeah, if you're Haslett, you take the ball here.
Yes.
You don't make him kick it again.
Nope, because you don't want him trying onside again.
You don't want to try it onside again, no. So they'll put the ball in play. Well, where the ball went out of bounds, I believe.
Yeah.
It did go 10 yards. It went 13 yards. They'll put the ball in play, I believe, on their own 47-yard line. That's exactly what they're going to do. 1 second went off the clock. That also might have been part of the discussion as well. Excuse me. Post-game stats and analysis. We'll go over the scoring summary in the post-game show and go over all the scores around the mid-Michigan area. We'll try to have as many finals as we possibly can. But this one's got to go final first.
Haslett in.
And Haslett's in kneel down formation. Williamston's calling a timeout. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't just try and run the ball.
Because 1 first down ends the game.
Mm-hmm. The clock is still rolling, and it shouldn't. Or is that the timeout time? Okay, that's
the timeout time. Yep.
Okay, right.
Williamston's calling a timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 11 from the 46. Maybe Haslett will try to run a play on this one.
Well, I got a final in the GLAC. Olivet 42, Lakewood 7.
Congrats to Olivet. Winning the GLAC championship.
And congratulations to Portland. They won another CAAC white title. They beat Lansing Catholic 33-14. Here's an upset for you, Brock. Ovid Elsie 14, New Lothrop 13. That was the final.
Massive victory for Ovid Elsie.
Marauders. And
5-2 on the season.
The CAAC Red is now Masons. They defeat St. John's 41-6.
Congratulations to Gary Houghton and that crew. Maybe the best team they've ever had there. Still to be determined. And now Haslett's going to take another knee. They don't want to risk a fumble or anything like that.
Well, Williamson's going to let the clock roll on this one.
And I know, you know what they're going to do? They're going to call timeout after 3rd down.
Yep.
That's what they're going to do. It doesn't really matter in this case, because if you call timeout after 2nd down, Haslett's just going to call timeout after 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
Haslett may even just run this down, call a timeout, and figure out what they're going to do on 3rd down. Because it is 3rd down. The down marker says 1. The scoreboard says 2, but it's 3rd down.
Yes. Add 1 and 2 together, it makes 3.
Yeah, there you go. Under 50 seconds to go. Pavona takes a knee. And the clock is running.
Okay. Is Williamson going to use their timeout? Why is the... I'm confused, Brock.
I am too.
It's 4th down.
Should be 4th down.
It's 4th down. They're saying it's 3rd down. Isn't it 4th?
That should be 4th down.
It's 4th down. Okay, now they're saying it's 4. It should be 4th down.
Clock is running. We're down to 16 seconds.
Wow. I don't know what to say, Brock. It should be fourth down.
This is weird.
Now they're saying on the clock.
Now we got to stoppage here with 4 seconds to go.
It should be fourth down.
It should be fourth down.
This is the third time in this ballgame that they've had an issue with the down markers.
I have Williamston with 1 timeout left. Unless they gave credit for a timeout.
I don't understand what's going on.
It's 30-27 Haslett. There's 4 seconds on the clock.
And it should be fourth down. It says,
and Williamston, should have called a timeout because they got 1 timeout left.
That's what it says, unless we missed one. Then they called timeout on the onside, but I don't know why they would do that.
Well, maybe that official's timeout we were talking about before the onside kick. I don't know what's going on here. This is weird.
It's been one wacky ball game.
And it is fourth down.
It is. We know it's fourth down. The down marker guy here isn't changing it right in front of us. I don't know what he's doing.
Are they going to put more time on the clock?
Who called the timeout? They didn't signal anything. They just stopped the clock, and they got together. They're going to set. Hazlett's going to set up for a punt.
Yes, they are.
And Williamson's going full block.
And there's 4 seconds left, and now they're just going to. Now we got a whistle and a flag.
I think offsides. We're going to get offsides by Williamston.
Well, that's weird. There's 3 seconds left. And I think the officials are going to fix the clock here.
I said there should be at least 4. Now there's just a single 4 up there on the clock.
They're going to line up in punt formation. They hand up Pavona. 3, 2, 1, and he goes to the ground, and that's it. And there's zeros on the clock, and Haslett's going to win it. Well, it got hairy in the fourth quarter for Haslett, but they're able to hang on and win. And they beat Williamston tonight, 30-27.
Williamston Hornets 27. A huge thank you to all of our fans.
It got weird and wacky.
Yes, it did.
It got rather interesting. But Haslett wins. They needed those playoff points, Brock. We were talking about that in the pregame show. Nice comeback by Williamston, but it comes up just a little bit short.
Haslett moves to 5-2 on the season. Williamston falls to 5-2 on the season. We'll have post-game stats and analysis coming up on the other side of this break. But now it's time for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross.
Fall tournaments are just about upon us, except in the UP, where tennis titles have already been earned, and Anna Tracy talks about the impact Title IX has had on her. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The very first team titles of the 2022-23 school year were won last week with the Upper Peninsula Girls Tennis Championships. In Division I, Negaunee earned their 8th UP title in the last 10 years. The Miners captured individual titles at number 3 and number 4 singles and at number 2 and number 3 doubles, using their depth to help deliver another trophy. In Division II, Iron Mountain came out on top. The Mountaineers got victories in all 4 singles flights and at number 1 doubles. All 6 of those players are seniors. It's Iron Mountain's first girls UP tennis title since 2008. Now that UP tennis is in the books, Lower Peninsula boys tennis and girls golf are next to host their championships. That's followed by cross country and boys soccer on November 5th, volleyball, 8-player football, and swimming and diving on November 19th. And we wrap things up on November 25th and 26th at Ford Field with the 11-player football finals. For more information, including brackets, results, and how to get tickets, please check out MHSAA.com. Game balls this week go to Kent City soccer players Jarrett Jaramillo and Dylan Sutton, who each scored twice in a 4-0 win over Newaygo. The win clinched a share of Kent City's first soccer league title in school history. Flushing tennis player Scott Maneri, he helped lead his team to a 5th straight Flint Metro League tennis title by taking first in number 1 singles. And Grand Ledge senior Sean Foster ran for 396 yards and 7 touchdowns. including a 75-yarder with 51 seconds left and a 56-49 win over DeWitt.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MI Student Aid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
What happens when the defense commits a penalty on an extra point try in overtime? First, the setup. Team A starts with the ball first and goal from the 10. On their very first play, they score a touchdown. The extra point is good, but the defense roughs the kicker. What are Team A's options? They can accept the penalty, move the ball closer to the goal line, and maybe go for 2, or they can take the results of the kick and have the penalty enforced when Team B takes over. Which means that instead of first and goal from the 10 with a chance to tie the game and send it into a second overtime, Team B would have first and goal from the 25. This costly penalty will certainly have an impact on the next possession, where Team B will need a touchdown.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law. In the 50 years since, millions of girls participated in an MHSAA-sponsored sport, and that number continues to grow every year. We've celebrated their numerous contributions and achievements in a variety of ways the past year, and will continue to do so leading up to the 25th Annual Women in Sports Leadership Conference in October. Today, we highlight Anna Tracy. The recent Rockford Ram graduate was a standout gymnast who also participated in cross-country and track and field. Tracy helped Rockford to the 2022 team gymnastics title and earned an all-around title in Division II. She's now studying human biology at Michigan State University.
Because sports shaped me into the person I am today, a competitive, driven, and disciplined person. The lessons I've learned from competing are irreplaceable, and I just couldn't imagine who I'd be without sports present in my life. And the lessons I've learned and the characteristics I've developed have played a huge role in my daily life.
For more information on the WISL conference or for previous Title IX at 50 spotlights, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city, drawing
Bush Eric Doc Love here at Larkin Nortman Memorial Stadium at Williamston. Haslett hangs on and beats Williamston tonight 30-27. We're still trying to figure out what was going on at the very end of the game with the clock running and no timeouts being called. We thought Williamston had an extra timeout and didn't. But Haslett's able to hang on and win 30-27 to get to 5-2 overall. Williamston falls to 5-2. Let's get to the scoring summary right now in the first half. 14 points scored, all by Haslett. Nakia Rockery, first drive of the game, a 3-yard touchdown. Extra point by Will King was good. And at the 9:37 mark of quarter number 1, it was 7-0 Haslett. After a missed field goal, a blocked field goal, Haslett came down. In the second quarter, Isaac Pavona threw to Fitzpatrick, D'Angelo Fitzpatrick on a flanker screen, 94 yards. It was actually after a punt, not after a missed field goal. It was after a punt inside the 5-yard line. Haslett was backed way up. But Pavona to Fitzpatrick on a flanker screen, and he did the rest. 94 yards, 8:21 to go in the second quarter. Extra point by Will King, good. 14-0 Haslett. That's where we were at halftime. After a 3-and-out for Williamston, looked like Haslett was going to take control. Nakia Mockery finished off a drive with a 6-yard touchdown run, his second of the game. Extra point was no good by Will King, and it was 20-0 Haslett with 6:40 to go. Then that's when the points started happening. Alex Petersburg on a desperation throw on a long third down. He hit Noah Dunkel. Noah Dunkel made a great juggling catch and then took it into the end zone from 61 yards out. The 2-point conversion was no good. at 5:48 to go in the third quarter, 20-6 Haslett. 46 seconds later in game time, Nakia Mockery, 78-yard touchdown, extra point by Will King, good. 5:02 mark of the third, 27-6 at that point. 51 seconds later, 51 seconds later, Alex Petersburg got Williamston into the end zone again to McCune. Max McCune, a 24-yard touchdown. Extra point was good by Noah Goudreau, and it was 27-13 Williamston. Haslett came down again on their drive. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone, but Will King hit a 24-yard field goal late in the third quarter, and it made it 30-13 Haslett. That turned out to be a big play because Williamston kept on playing. Alex Petersburg to Noah Dunkel, 11-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good. 10:07 to go in the fourth quarter. Then after a stop of Haslett, where Haslett was going to go for a pooch punt, and then it went over the head of Nakia Mockery, and he fell on it, and Williamston came down, scored again. Petersburg, a 70-yard touchdown pass to Noah Dunkel, extra point good with 1:36 to go. But Haslett, the onside kick was kicked out of bounds, and Haslett was barely able to run out the clock, and they were able to win tonight 30-27. Williamston had one turnover on the game. It was an interception, and it was a big play. It did stop a drive in the second half of play. Haslett, no turnovers tonight. Haslett, 8 penalties for 65 yards. Williamston, 7 penalties for 60 yards. That's the scoring summary. That's some of the other stats. Doc, you've got the rest.
In the loss for Williamston, Alex Petersburg, very efficient, 19 for 25 for 283 yards and 4 touchdowns. Did have that one interception, though, however, and ran the ball 18 times for 67 yards. So doing it with his feet, not as much as he has been in the past. Haslett's defense was pretty good that way, but he did throw for a lot of yards.
Yep.
Noah Dunkel wasn't as effective on the ground himself, had 8 carries for 34 yards, but did have 4 receptions for 92 yards and 3 touchdowns. So 3 of the 4 from Petersburg go to Noah Dunkel. Williamston ran for 101 yards and had 384 total unofficially in the ball game. Haslett, on the flip side in their win, 415 total yards of offense, including 301 on the ground. Nakia Mockery, you said he was on his way to 200 yards. He got over 200 yards in this ball game.
Man.
Bell cow, 27 carries, 223 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Nakia Mockery. Isaac Pavona, 5 for 8 for 114 and a touchdown. He also ran the ball 15 times for 78. I don't know exactly how many minus yards he had on that run back. I gave him negative 20 because it was somewhere right around there. So,
yep.
But Haslett outgaining Williamson by just a little bit. They outran them by 200 yards in the ball game. So Williamson defense the Hornets couldn't contain that run game for the Vikings of Haslett, and that's the biggest factor probably of why Haslett won the ball game, running the ball well.
Haslett now 5-2 overall. They finished 4-1 in the CAAC Red. Williamston finishes at 3-2 in league play, 5-2 overall. They're looking to get both teams looking to get in the playoffs. Haslett obviously helps themselves with a big win, getting to 5-2. Well, this one's a final. We got other final scores to get to from around the Mid-Michigan area, and we'll do that on the other side of this break. Here on the game, 7:30 a.m., WVFN, your source for high school sports coverage.
The Greater Lansing Sports Authority wants to help you with your next athletic tournament or event. Since 2007, they've worked to make Greater Lansing a premier host city, drawing hundreds of thousands.
Brett Palmbush, Eric Ducklove, back with you one final time. Haslett beats Williamston tonight, 30-27. Both teams now 5-2 on the season. All right, we got to get out of here by 10 o'clock to get back to ESPN Radio. What are the final scores that we have, or that you've accumulated?
In CAAC Blue, East Lansing beats Waverly 41-6. Grand Ledge falls to Lapeer 42-28.
Oh,
it was 21. It was 28-21, and the Grand Ledge just couldn't keep up with it. Holt defeat Everett 50-7.
Big win for Holt. They're now 4-3 on the season.
Yep. Mason defeats St. John's 41-6. Their Bulldogs win the CAAC Red.
Congratulations to Gary Houghton and his crew. Looking for. Go ahead.
CAAC White final. Charlotte defeats Sexton 31-12. And the Portland Raiders are CAAC White champions. They defeat Lansing Catholic 33-14.
Congratulations to them.
In the GLAC, Olivet, they win potentially the last title in football, and they defeat Lakewood 42-7. In the CMAC, Bath defeats Dansville 42-12. Bath now 5-2 overall.
Helping their what was that again?
42-12. How about this score, Brock? Langsburg at Fowler. Fowler undefeated? No longer.
Whoa!
The Wolfpack knock off the Eagles 27-14.
And that gives Langsburg a share of the CMAC championship. 5-1 in league play, 5-2 overall. Wow, great win for them.
BW, they defeat Saranac 35-0. And Livonia Clarenceville defeats Potterville 42-7.
42-7.
Last score I had for Ithaca at Saginaw MLS at Ithaca was 36-12. Ithaca was leading. But that was in the third quarter, and that was a while ago.
And Ovid Elsie upset Lothrop tonight.
Yeah, they won 14-13 in that ball game.
Wow.
I don't have any 8-man scores for you, Brock. Didn't have enough
Morris
time.
did win tonight in 8-man football. Pull my phone out because their former athletic director, Andy Flynn's texting me the scores. 50-12.
Okay.
Morris was able to win tonight, 50-12. A big win for them, coming off a tough loss last week to Merrill, who's a legit state title contender. Did have a score. Ionia was beating Eaton Rapids pretty badly. Trying to find a final score for that one. That's one of the few ones that we
I didn't see that one. I didn't see Perry at Stockbridge.
Or Eastern at Fowlerville.
And I didn't see that one. Fowlerville was winning at one point, but I did not see a final for it.
Ooh, let me go here. Got a couple of minutes here.
See if I can get one real quick for you before we get out of here.
Ionia beat Eaton Rapids tonight 48-18.
Okay.
Ionia now 3-4 on the season. They've won 2 in a row.
Final. Fowlerville 41, Eastern 21.
41-21. Fowlerville now 3-4 on the season. Win 2 more games, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Perry at Stockbridge.
Could not find a score for that one.
Let me just look here.
No, there were playoff implications for that one.
Leslie and Carson City we're looking for. Ithaca trying to get a final score there.
I don't know if that game is over with yet.
Weberville and Coleman in 8-man. See if I can find. Looking around here. Hang on. Olivet beat Lakewood. Yep, we know.
They have no Weberville score.
No, let's keep looking the Twitterverse here. We got a couple of minutes here.
I have no Stockbridge score.
No Stockbridge score. Wow, how about Ovid Elsie winning it, beating New Lothrop tonight? That's a great win.
That's
for
a
them.
big one, yeah.
Big win there. Wow, Langsburg beating Fowler tonight on the road. Wow.
I got nothing else for you, Brock.
What a win for Brian Borgman, Langsburg. That helps them possibly get in the playoff. That would be just wow.
Fowler were undefeated.
Was undefeated, yeah.
When was the last time that it wasn't Fowler or PW who got a share of the?
And that's still a possibility.
I mean, it's still PW out of it, but I mean, as far as somebody, not just those teams getting a piece of it.
Exactly. Well, tonight, Haslett was able to hang on and beat Williamston tonight, 30-27. Next week, we're not sure where we're going to be next week, but we'll have pregame at 6 o'clock, the game at 7. We'll let you know on Monday morning for Stout on Sports, and we will let you know what game we're going to do.
Another decision for us on a Sunday.
Indeed.
Talk on Sunday and figure things out.
Thanks to JR back in the studios helping us out tonight, and for my broadcast partner, Eric Doc Love, I'm Brock Palmbush. Thank you for listening. Again, the final score, the Haslett Vikings 30. The Williamston Hornets 27.
Just real quick, I just want a great win by Haslett on the road for them, and for the Hornets. You know, they struggled a little bit throughout the ball game in the first half, but better days ahead for them because the Hornets, they're explosive on offense.
They really are, and they did enough tonight. Nakia Makri was terrific. So for JR back in the studios and my broadcast partner Eric Doc Love, thank you for listening tonight. You've been listening to your trusted source for high school sports coverage, the game 730 AM WVFN. Brought to you by Cherry Creek Mortgage Company in DeWitt and by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Haslett 30, Williamston 27. We now join ESPN Radio, already in progress on the game, 7:30 a.m. WVFN. We'll talk to you next Friday night.
Was them winning 25 games, trying to get lucky in the lottery and finishing second one time, finishing fifth, and getting Mario Hazzoni instead of Chris Porzingis another time.